every one of your points just seems to go back to America not being free, or us not being, exactly as free as,
Yeah, I
being
wasn't
seen.
talking. I never mentioned race a single time. As a matter of fact, in that example, I was more talking about women in the queer community.
I know, but but JD Vance and women in the queer community don't really have two things in common,
They do actually. Let me tell you why, right? Let me tell you why. Because JD Vance, right, says that you should.
Before you continue, I think that's interesting coming from a man that you're speaking for a woman, but continue.
Okay, so as a child, right, who grew up in a home
Right.
where DV was an issue, right, and me and my mom had to live in battered women's shelters, listening to this man say that they should stay in a marriage,
Okay.
even if it's violent. Yeah, I'm gonna have
do you
to.
think?
So
but do
so
you
I'm not
think that
speaking
maybe
for
she chose
women.
to be
I'm
with that
speaking for
person,
my.
I
I'm
guess?
speaking for myself, sir.
I don't know. I feel like you're speaking for her. You get what I'm saying?
He said it's better for the children if they stay in the marriage. And as a child who grew up in that situation, I can assure you it is not. So I'm speaking for myself.
I can say I come from a home that has a bad marriage, and I didn't turn out that bad. So I don't know what you mean by
Well,
that.
I mean, based on your opinion so far, I don't know that I would necessarily agree. But listen, that if you believe that, then that's great. You know what I'm saying? How often do you go to therapy?
I don't think I've ever needed to.
There it is.
I just don't think I need another person's opinion to tell me what to do with my life. I don't think there's anything in my life that I need an opinion for.
But what's in your opinion? Do you think that women should stay in abusive relationships, or men should stay in abusive relationships when they're married?
I don't know. We haven't
screen,
really
tap the screen.
defined what we mean by abusive.
What you mean? I have to
Physically
define what you mean with
violent.
abusive. Also verbally, I don't really care. Abuse.
I think people who stay in relationships with their fucked up baby mama or dad, that's a choice. I don't think anybody's making you stay in that
We said
relationship.
marriages.
Right. Again, you can leave that marriage at any time.
Yeah, but
Can
your vice president
can.
is also against
People do it every day.
Yeah, it's actually not that easy to get a divorce and just leave, Fred.
Yeah, but it's also very easy not
How
to
old
get
are you?
married.
How old are you, buddy, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm just going to stay non-disclosed on that because I don't think it matters, that topic at hand.
Well, I think that it kind of does. Are you married?
No, I would say I'm in a common law marriage right now.
Gotcha.
But
How many children
I-
do you have?
I have one.
Okay. If your wife was physically violent with you on a regular basis, are you just going to stay?
Again, so if we're gonna go down to like physical violence, of course not. No, obviously, I don't think anybody
Why
should be
not?
around that. Well, I guess let me ask you this: do you think it's reasonable for someone to be with somebody if, let's say, any kind of physical abuse takes place? Do you think it's reasonable? If you're trying to,
No, but your buddy
No.
does.
No, that's my
You're-
point. That's kind of my point,
That's-
buddy. I don't think that it's reasonable.
So you're obviously pro no fault divorce then, right?
again.
Why
I
is
can-
it
I
like
can-
that
I can
we're
even-
jumping?
I can even use the Mike Glover situation. I'm more than sure you're not familiar with who that is, but there was a recent, and I'll just make it real short. But there was a recent SOF guy. He went to jail because his wife claimed that he had broken her wrist, that he had broken down the door. And then after all the reports came out and everything was delegated.
Okay, sorry. Can you answer my question?
Oh my God,
I have like literally no idea why you're telling
You're
me
a
this.
guest. Your opinion means nothing. I'm talking
That's
to
my
the
co-host.
No,
Just shut
I'm a
up.
co-host.
Just stay in your
I'm a
lane.
co-host.
Hold
I
on,
don't care
hold on
about
one
your
second.
opinion.
Hold on one second.
I'm not here to
Hold on one
talk to you.
second. Hold on one second. Fred. Do you talk to your wife like that? Or your common law married wife? Do you talk to her like that?
No, but I can talk to anybody else that way if I feel the need to.
Why would you feel the need to talk to somebody like that?
I don't know. Explain to me why we're like going around the question. Let me just answer the question for you.
Well, no, but that's exactly what Kiara was asking you to do. That she said that we're really not interested in the Mike Glover story. We're asking in general, should people stay in, you know what I'm saying, abusive relationships. Friend, you sound abusive. Like, you just told me a minute ago that you're okay, that I turned out fine. It doesn't sound like it. I don't talk to people that I don't know, especially women, in the manner that you just did.
Oh, I imagine you don't speak to women like that. I'm more than sure you don't.
I don't.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't.
I'm sure you don't, but whatever.
Why
Okay,
would
so
I?
is it-
What motivation would I have to talk to women in that manner?
I don't know, man. I find it interesting that you take the position that you speak for women in their position. So I also find
Why do you keep saying that?
Because you keep speaking for them. You
At
keep
what
saying,
point did I
"Oh,
speak
this
for
is
women?
my
Give me an
point of view for
example.
them."
Give me an example.
What you've just been talking about, dude.
What was I talking about?
Stop being contrarian. This is
I'm not.
contrarian
Are men not in DV relationships? Does that never happen? I was, and I have custody of my children now because of it.
I don't know.
So you keep making these assumptions, right? You keep making these assumptions, right? Because children who grow up in DV homes often end up in DV relationships or become the abuser themselves, right? That's what studies show us. But this man thinks that the children should stay. And so you keep saying, oh, you're speaking for women. And what you're telling me is, one, either you're an abuser, or two, you think that, you know what I'm saying, men are superior to women, right?
They are. I don't know why people keep seeming to have this opinion that we're equal to each other. We're not, dude.
Can you
I
carry
want
a
you to
baby?
put-
I'm just curious. Can you carry a baby?
Of course I can. Can you?
So you can give birth to a child.
No, you know what I mean, like in the literal sense, like I can carry a baby.
No,
can
no,
take
I
care of
meant
it.
like literally through the gestational periods. Can you carry a child and then give birth to one?
If we're gonna take it from the Democratic point of view, yeah.
I'm not a
probably
Democrat,
could.
so you can throw that shit out the window. Please tap the screen.
Yeah,
though.
I can identify as a woman, and I can say I can carry a child.
Well, no,
I can go to a
anybody, like
doctor.
literally anybody can be a woman. Here comes the transphobia, guys. In 3, 2,
Oh,
1.
yeah, I mean, you just asked me to answer it, so I'm gonna answer it. So yeah, I can go to a doctor and get medicine injected up my ass, and say that I'm a woman, and then I
Yeah,
can
that's not
carry
going
a
to be up
child.
there. That's not going to. No, that's not how science works. Like no matter how much stuff you have put up your butt, which it sounds like you like, it's not going to make you be able to carry a baby. I promise.
Oh man, that's pretty funny, dude. That's pretty funny. But yeah, no, women and men are not equal to each other. Just so that, like,
Yes, you're right. Women are far superior, and we have a bunch of studies that prove it.
Also,
Well, I can tell you. So they're better in leadership, right? So like,
right, so
19.
that's why they hold all the leadership roles in the world, right?
Well, no,
Like
they
the
don't
Secret
because of
Service, what they failed
misogyny in the way that you believe.
right?
Because men, you know what I'm saying, physically, emotionally, and financially abuse the fuck out of women, and people like you normalize it.
No, I think the patriarchy is a good thing.
Patriarchy is terrible. It's even bad for men.
So you don't agree with the suffragettes from back then? You don't agree that women should have never had the right to vote? Because I don't think they should have, to be honest with you.
Are you a Christian?
No, he's such a rage baiter. That's all it is. Like,
Yeah, nah,
It
he's
has
gotta
nothing
be.
to do with race, bitch. Shut up. No
He
one's
didn't
talking
say
about it.
rage. He
I
said
said
race. Yo, like, bro,
rage.
why do you
Okay,
talk?
guys.
Like, listen, and you know what's so cute about people like Fupa right here? You know what's so cute about him? Like, in real life, he's not this tough.
No,
He's literally not this tough.
he's
at-
giving
at
5'2" energy
Yeah,
right now.
you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like
Yeah, you're
men,
giving Section 8 vibes,
men who
bitch.
are
Just
actually
shut
tough,
up.
men who are actually tough, they don't have to, you know what I'm saying, puff their chests out. They don't have to grandstand. They don't have to behave, you know what I'm saying, in these boisterous manners. They just don't. They don't even say anything before they smack the fuck out of you. There's no words to be said. That's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get to the meat
If
and
it's a
potatoes.
waste of time,
Let's just get
then
to the
why
meat
would
and
anybody
potatoes.
do anything if I said it to your face?
Hmm?
If it's a waste of time, then why would anybody do anything if I said it to their face? Don't you think that's a contradiction?
No, it's not. No, I'm talking about the small talk is a waste of time. If we're gonna do it, we might as well just do it. That's my opinion on the matter, right? Like, I grew up in a different era than you. I can tell I'm much older than you are, right? I mean, I probably have children your age.
Your age doesn't mean anything. It's
It means a lot,
fallacy by
actually.
some-
Yeah, it means a lot, actually. My
You're
age, my
talking on a
education,
TikTok
my age,
live
my
chat. It
education.
means nothing, dude.
Sure.
It means nothing.
Well, I'm
Get
I'm-
fucking real.
I'm obviously significantly more educated than you, and it's clear
I
that
guess.
I'm older than you.
I
right?
guess because you went to Princeton or something. You went to Yale.
I don't know
jack
that.
me off with your bullshit degree. Like, get real, buddy.
So-
Your degree means fucking jack shit. Would you get it in fucking African studies? Did you go to school for African studies?
Nope.
Is that what you're gonna tell me? Or gender studies?
Nope.
Is that what you went to school for?
Nope.
Then what? Are you a mechanical engineer?
Nope.
Okay, well then your degree probably doesn't mean anything. What is it? Liberal arts?
Nope.
Then what's your degree? You seem to talk about it so well. What's your fucking degree?
I have a bunch of them. Which one?
A body shop.
Yeah.
So you're a mechanic.
I didn't say that. I said I have a bunch of them.
Oh, okay. So you have a bunch of them. So you have a bunch of useless degrees that you don't use. How are
I
the-
do
how's
use
that
them as a
working out
matter
for
of
you?
fact. I do
In
use
what?
them. Like
In
I
what?
do use them.
In what? Your TikTok show?
Not just TikTok. In real life.
So you probably work a 9 to 5 then, right?
No, don't have to. I've been literally
Awesome.
retired. I've been literally retired for like almost 5 years. And I still
Doing
make
what?
money.
Doing what?
I was a finance director for one of the largest automotive dealerships in the Washington, D.C. metro area.
So you're an accountant.
No. Just happen to be
So
good
you're
at
in
it.
finances, which means you deal with numbers. So you're an accountant.
No.
So then what? You were the president of some board at an auto.
When I first got out of school, I was a pharmacist. That was my first job. Then I went to go work for the Department of Defense.
Dude, getting a pharmacy license isn't that difficult, bro. Like anybody can work at Walmart and go work at the pharmacy department. It's like not that difficult.
I
to
was
get,
a
dude.
pharmacist. Not anybody can just go be a pharmacist.
Why is that?
You have to go to medical school, weirdo.
No, that's not true.
What?
No.
To be a pharmacist? Are you talking about a pharmacy
Cap, bro. That's
technician?
cap.
Are you talking about a pharmacy technician?
That's
That's
what he's
cap, bro.
talking
That's
about.
that's fucking cap, bro.
Okay,
You're
we'll
probably
just
some
put it on the
mid-level
screen.
nurse.
We'll just
It's
put
like,
it on the
that's cap,
screen. We'll just put it on the screen.
bro. I don't know. I just see the thing about JD Vance.
What is required to be
It's cap, bro. You're capping,
pharmacist?
dude. Don't
That's
cap
fine.
on me like that.
That's fine.
You're capping.
You're capping. Okay, here we go. I'll just put it on the screen for you. Man, I swear. And these are voters, y'all. Like people that can that have the reading comprehension skills of a third grader. Okay. To become a
Shit, you
pharmacist.
pulled up Google. Oh shit.
To become a pharmacist, obviously you would have to graduate from high school and then complete undergraduate coursework in related fields such as biology. I have a degree in biology.
Yeah, you can
chemistry,
do that in 2 years in college.
physics, and math. And then
Okay.
you have to obtain a doctor of pharmacy or PharmD degree. Now, when I was in school, it wasn't called a PharmD. It is now. But you have to obtain a doctor of pharmacy degree. A PharmD. So you're telling me that, you know what I'm saying, like you can just be a pharmacist by doing what now? Going to a nursing program?
Okay, so you've got a farm. So you have that degree, but you're on here talking to me.
I have a few degrees. I've already explained this to you.
Well, it doesn't really seem like they're working out for you, buddy.
Why aren't they?
I don't know, because you're on here talking to me.
Hold on. So because I can sit at home and work when I feel like it didn't work out, I'd say that it worked out pretty damn well.
Yeah. So what? You stay at home and do remote jobs?
I don't
They
do
can't stand
remote
you in the
jobs.
office,
I
dude.
only do what I want to do. Like, bro, it's clear that you don't know who I am.
Right.
I
but
don't
you
do any
know
remote
everybody
jobs.
else.
I work for literally nobody. People call me and ask me, you know what I'm saying, what they should do with shit.
It's cap, dude. It's cap.
Hey, Jess, am I lying?
No, he's not. Imagine being. Oh, he ran. He ran. What the hell? Did my face scare him away?
He's
It's captain.
Oh my god.
face
bro
I
is
swear,
crying.
like Trump supporters are quite literally like the biggest cowards in the world. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He's a runner.
God, I hope
He's a
like you know,
runner.
it's giving.
He said he has a child, and you know what I'm saying, like, and he's been with somebody for a long time. That scares the shit out of me. Like, free that woman.
You know how those inlays in those shoe work that make you like an inch or two taller? I think maybe he had a little accident there and tripped.
Like, bro is not well.
He tripped right on the teacup and then just disconnected altogether.
Oh God, terrible.
Oh, I love your background. Jesus, that dude is drier than their chicken. No,
Hey,
I'm just
did
kidding.
you? Yeah. Yo, his '92 Corolla was overheating. It's crazy. Yo, did you hear his Mountain Dew? Fucking.
Yeah, oh my God!
I love you
I drank
guys.
Giant Mountain Dew. It's probably the guy
I
behind
love
him
you
was
guys.
dead face. The people behind him were dead face, except one white woman out to his right that was like, I'm like, Jesus, I love you guys. Thanks
love
for
you
laughing at my
guys.
bad joke. Trump is literally like. Here's the thing, though. He can't dump him, and here's why. I mean, he can.
I think
but
that he will.
He can't. I don't. Well, here's the. If he does, he's screwed, and this is why I say this. Heritage Foundation handpicked him.
Sure did.
Like, this is Heritage's guy. One, two. It's a public admittance that I made a bad decision. Like, that's a big thing for Trump to have to swallow. On the public stage.
I mean, how many cabinet people did he go through?
But that's different.
Like toilet paper.
This is like, I've chosen this is my representative. Like, this is different. Now I mean, first of all, again, I will never understand why anybody in that party is vying to be his vice president. He tried to hang the last one, guys. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, seriously, it's a dangerous game you're playing. But like, the fact that he picked him, he believes that, he is, in fact, by every metric, a loyalist and will be a loyalist. So,
well,
so
I mean, he also
admitting
said
on
that
the
Trump
public
is a
stage-
shitler, though. So,
yeah, but he took it all the way back and said, if I was Pence, I would have done the thing.
Well, but just the thing is that I think you're right, because the cabinet people, that was so low key, that's so behind the scenes.
Correct.
Like,
No one
nobody's
hears
really-
about that. This is
Exactly.
public.
This is so public.
big. This
And
is
I
so
mean,
public.
Then he also knows, like, this whole Kamala Harris thing now. Like, they can absolutely not afford.
Oh, did you see the
to
shit he
look
said about
like-
her last night?
Yeah, but I mean, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like if he would change his VP, that would almost look like he's scared of her. That's like another big one. That
they
he
are scared.
sneaks
They're
away.
scrambling.
Of course,
They are
they're
terrified.
scared. But I mean, that would be the public admission to it, that they're not having the numbers or the security behind it, which is beautiful. Love it.
I have to say too, real quick. This is off topic. Are you familiar with Booker Square? You know Liz, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can
We've
you
been
please
friends
go
for a
show
long
her
time.
some love?
What happened?
Yes. Nothing. Like, she has always, and I'm saying this to the chat too. She has always, like all of us in here, have been pro-Palestine, have been pro-ceasefire, 100%, all in, while simultaneously recognizing that we in the United States are stuck in a white supremacy system built with two parties, that in order for us to survive, especially, not even me, this is less about me, let me be super clear, about her family, her friends. I mean, literally, I watched a video on Twitter yesterday, I don't know if you saw this, you probably did, of a woman getting unalived in the face because she had a pot of
Because she had
boiling
a
water in
pot.
her hand.
It wasn't even. Go ahead. I'm listening.
And she was dumping it. No, and she was dumping it out, and she was making a joke. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay, this is where we live. Okay, where that guy will get a slap in the wrist and be in a new police station.
No.
in a
They
month.
fired him and gave him multiple charges.
Okay, well, I hope
They
that,
finally
I hope
did
that
the right
stays.
thing.
Well, let's see how the court system plays out, Jones. Let's not get ahead of the cart, okay? I'm just saying, we have seen, and we have a president running that wants to give them full immunity, like no holds bar. Cops have all the immunity, do whatever they want, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that is what Trump is. So she has always said, if you can't vote for Biden when in the previous scenario we were in, I respect that. She has always said that. And yet those same people are coming at her throat because she has voiced her support of Kamala Harris. And it makes me mad. She has never told you who to vote for, ever.
Well,
You can be mad, and you can respect each other's decision, but like they're not, like, it's not even like, oh, you're doing the wrong thing. It's like disgusting, the language they're saying to her.
No, I think as long as I would never look a Palestinian person in the face and say you have to vote for
Exactly.
blue. I would
Same.
never do that.
Never.
And I understand that entirely. And I do see, like, there's like two different types of people, in my opinion. There are those that are very much sitting on privilege and are not voting and don't understand the implications of them withdrawing their vote. And then there's those people that are actively affected by oppressive systems and are literally spat in the face by our government that no longer want to support this two-party system.
Right.
And I'm just going to have absolute compassion. I would never say vote for anyone if you're the one. But if you're a white person in America,
90% of her chat is that. That's
exactly.
the problem.
If you're a white man in America specifically, but also a white woman, okay, let's not play around. We white women have a lot of fucking privilege. Please be so fucking for real and touch some grass. How does life, like, how are you affected, other than abortion laws, by our government? Like, you cannot count on one hand how many oppressive systems are affecting us. And white men, there's none, okay?
Right.
So please understand, you withdrawing your vote is very different than when a black person does it, when a Palestinian person does it, when a trans person does it, when a gay person does it. Very different. Very fucking different. So please, if you don't want to vote, nobody can force you, of course, but understand the implications and what situation you're in, like who you are as a person in America.
Right.
Yes. And it's also worth noting, Booker lost her brother
to gun violence.
Yes, to gun violence. Like, this is someone who is directly impacted, okay? And so
guys, we're in the middle of a subway.
It hurts my heart. It hurts my heart, okay? Because I know her personally. We have protested together, okay? Like, it just hurts my heart to see anybody coming at someone who has shared overwhelming compassion for everybody that has a reason that they are casting the vote or not casting the vote, wherever the case may be, the way they are. She is, and I've tried to share the same respect. Like, I 100% agree with what you just said. Like, I'm never going to tell somebody how to vote. I'm going to tell them why I'm voting the way I am and why I feel like it's important. But beyond that, you have to make your decision when it comes November 5th. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Booker squared. So Booker. Like the books.
Yeah, Booker Square. Autistic Annie, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you tremendously. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, we have $410 left in today's daily goal. There's almost 800 people in here. So if each person or a half of you sent $1 to either the Cash App, which is right there, or any of the pay links in my bio, we could easily get there. In addition to that, we're in the middle of a subwave, as you can see. Remember, being a sub gives you access to the Discord. I just want to read some things that Trump retruthed really quickly. Reminder, Kamala Harris is ranked the most liberal left-wing senator by nonpartisan GovTrack. She's to the left of Bernie and Elizabeth Warren. That's not true, actually. I just want to be clear that she's definitely not those things. Neither of those things.
She's like a little more left to Biden for sure.
Right.
But she's definitely
not left of Bernie.
Left. Like, please, like, I think we need a coherent class for every single American for them to understand what leftism is. I'm begging, I'm pleading. I can no longer do this. I can no longer have people say communism is when no iPhone. It makes my insides hurt. It does. I can do it.
Yeah. Let me read this next one. Thank you, Jermaine. Jermaine Roy and Cherish. Thank you so much for the Cash Apps. I appreciate you guys. Love the support. Lion Kamala Harris is the most unpopular vice president in history. Wow. This is not a great soundbite. Why is it lying Kamala Harris? One more, guys. We only need one more. One more. Thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate you. There it is. Scoring. ABC fake news. Oh, and this is what did I tell you guys yesterday? I swear, you know what I'm saying? Like, I damn near should have a crystal ball. Thank you, Maguette. I should have a crystal ball. What did I say yesterday? I said that he will do everything he can to get out of debating Kamala Harris. That he would do everything that he could to get out of it. And sure enough, ABC fake news is such a joke, among the absolute worst in the business. They try to make Crooked Joe into a brave warrior because he didn't have the guts to fight it out. He quit. Then they tried to make Sleepy look like a great president. He was the worst. And lying Kamala into a competent person, which she is not. ABC, the home of George Slopadopoulos, is not worthy of holding a debate, of which I hope there will be many. MAGA 2024. He's such a liar. He's trying to get out of it. He will do everything that he can because he knows that she'll literally mop the floor with him. Literally. Transnation News, what's going on, friend? How are you? If you had some water, say something kind about yourself.
I have indeed had water. I have indeed said something kind about myself. Because,
Yes, I got Kamala. Isn't that what I said?
Me coming in here and saying that, my water is brown always launches into a particular response from you. And while I adore it, I do want to move along. So I was reporting last night on the memo that was sent out by the senatorial committee for the Republican Party and the talking points they sent out to senatorial candidates on how to come after Vice President Harris.
Wow.
And I'm challenging everyone to
Thank you, Jose.
to listen to the right wingers and make this either a drinking game or a bingo, because they set out a perfect set of just little check boxes that we can mark off and say, okay, you got your talking points, very good, here's your rubber stamp, thump, and go on.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like they emailed them out. I really do.
Yeah, they did.
I feel like there's a Discord set up somewhere, and I want somebody to give me access to it. I want to see, because they literally all come in and say the exact same thing. Like somebody called them and said, hey, write all of these things down.
They have a pamphlet. I'm not kidding. When I say that I think the Republican Party, especially like leadership or pundits, they have a book or a email that I do know for a fact they have emails. I'm on them. They send out an email with talking points. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
They tell these people how to speak. This is very real.
Wait, but we can find out. Leave it up to gay furries again. They'll crack that shit.
Well, the thing is that Axios got a copy of this.
Oh, really?
Axios got a copy of it and published the talking points in the memo that was sent out.
It's got to be an audiobook because most are illiterate.
No, dead ass though. Dead ass though.
Just reminds me of
Jesus.
that. Jess, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's like this sound on your FYP when they're like, do you want to go out for dinner with me? And then they're like realizing who they're talking to. You, me, dinner? And then, yeah. Like that's, like you gotta talk slow. Like this man, like conflated race with rage. That's what, like.
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, for him.
No, listen. But here's the thing. No, I like as much as somebody said that it was ableist, right? I want to say this really quickly. Like somebody said it was ableist. As much as I agree with you, and I do in fact agree with you. You know what I'm saying? That like it's a problem, right? However, right? However, this is the party that wants to literally get rid of the Department of Education, and the vast majority of them cannot read beyond a 4th or 5th grade reading comprehension level. So I don't know that it's necessarily ableist as much as it's, you know what I'm saying, like willful ignorance. Like they're asking for this
anymore. No, okay, this is what I'm like standing my ground. I think that these days, especially when it comes to like reading comprehension, you can absolutely learn by accessing like reading materials online for free. Like you can start reading AP News.
That's why I said it's willful.
It's willful. So I don't think it's ableist if somebody is willfully deciding against education. Is it not?
Yeah. I mean, you heard what the bro that was just in the box said.
Yeah.
Like he was literally like, he was like, education. Nope.
Your degrees mean nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Your degrees mean nothing. So, do you know Joey Maniero, that crazy supposed Italian? I know he's a real person, but that Italian dude on Twitter and social media, and he like just craps on Democrats all day. He like
Cece,
simps
thank you
hard.
so much for the $10 Cash App. Amanda, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. You guys are amazing. Love you to death. Appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm listening. I don't know who that is, though. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
So
know
he's
who that is.
very well known on social media, especially Twitter.
You know I'm not
and
on
he
social media like that.
accidentally- I know. I'm the one that tells. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm the one that like texts Jolly and Adam some crazy like. Did you see this?
You
'Cause
send
they
it
don't
to
see,
me
like, the
on
weird
occasion
shit.
too. Like, yeah, you see
I do
this?
too.
You should
I'm the
send
one
it to
that
me
see-
more
I
often.
see the
I'll make
weird
videos
shit.
about it.
I'm the conspiracy diver, y'all. Just be real. Okay. So anyways, I got a whole working conspiracy about Twitter right now, but that's a different channel right now. But he literally accidentally posted clearly to his wrong Twitter account that he was a black woman who was not voting for Kamala Harris, and posted a picture of a black woman, and it's like, dude, wrong account. And there was another guy that did it too.
Thank you, Casey.
So there is literally a trending thing right now called Black American, where these are people, clearly bots or fake people, posting images of typically that look similar to their picture, their PFP, but white dudes have accidentally done it on the wrong account, clearly, of claiming they're a black man or woman and they will not be supporting Kamala Harris.
So ridiculous. So
I mean,
ridiculous.
it happens all the time with the black fishing. Like, it's digital blackface. That's what it is, and it's
I'm
like,
just saying this to like be careful. Don't trust what you see on the internet. Is all I'm trying to like. That's my
Yeah.
message to the
He
people.
works
Well,
with
I mean,
Laverne, and it was her picture, so maybe he runs her account. Or maybe, I don't know. Ashton, what's going on, friend? Good morning. How are you? You had some water, said something kind about yourself? Oh, they're on they got the teacup.
A teacupping.
Yeah.
So going back to
they're out of here.
Going back to the literacy level of the right, Charles Moran is the president of the Log Cabin Republicans.
Okay.
At the Republican National Convention, he took a picture of himself with the 2024 Republican Platform pamphlet and posted to Twitter, "It's official. The national GOP platform has been stripped of all anti-LGBT language. Inclusion 1. Thank you, at real Donald Trump."
What?
Okay, Jones, here's the image, okay?
That's wild.
Hold on. I gotta see this. That's not real.
That is his verified account.
But did this
is
really
bullshit.
happen?
No. You can pull up any GOP at the state and federal level, and it literally says one man, one woman, and eliminating same-sex marriage. Like that is the top tier issue on like every GOP platform.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
All right.
I'm not buying it.
I need to go get my tablet. I'm gonna go get my tablet.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm right here.
I'll dig on it and I'll see what I can come up with.
You wanna come inside, dog? Come on. Dog's like, I want in.
Yeah, because they would literally, like, the Heritage Foundation would lose all of their shit. 4 days ago, this is on Cronkite News. GOP shift to more inclusive language on same-sex marriage welcomed by LGBTQ Republicans could appeal to swing voters. Log cabin Republicans. But this, I don't know who Cronkite, I don't know who Cronkite News is. I'm trying to find like somebody. GOP adopts platform that softens language on abortion and same-sex marriage. That's from the Washington Post.
Yeah, they did remove the language of same-sex marriage from the platform, from the published platform.
Yeah, so yeah, proposed GOP platform silent on same-sex marriage.
Right. But when you go through, and the thing is that they are looking for the literal language of that and saying same-sex marriage, But when you go through and you read everything else, it is coded anti-LGBTQ.
Of course.
So
Guys, tap the screen. Tap the screen.
Here-
We've been sitting at 1:30 for a long time. Tap the screen. Let's get to 2:20. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Here
go.
you have what appears to be an educated gay man who cannot read coded language in a political platform that actively wants to strip his rights while at the same time defending that very same political party.
Well, but Transnation,
Hunger.
forget just about him. What about all the other Republicans and their gay lovers on Grindr? Like, what are they gonna do?
Shut Grinder down.
Oh,
Shut it down during the RNC.
No. The powerful have always been able to be decadent. They will protect their lovers until they become inconvenient.
And then they'll put them in their basements.
Yep.
Okay, wait, Jones. So I want to show you. People wonder what I dig deep into on like my side, like what I do on the side, which is like y'all need to check on me occasionally for my mental health. Okay, but I want to play a video. This is
All right, hold on. I'll put you on the
legitimate.
big screen. Let me see.
It's pretty
Where,
funny.
Gigi, where did you send it? Sorry, hold on a second. I apologize. Go ahead. I'm listening now. Here, I'm gonna put you on the big
No.
screen. Oh, you can put yourself on the big screen.
Oh yeah, no, I can't put myself on big screen. I can only shrink myself.
You can.
Oh
put
wait, can I put myself on big screen? Oh yeah, I can. I can't shrink myself as the okay. This is for educational purposes only. I have to like preface this because this is clearly not factual in any world. So, are you ready? Oh wait, I got to turn the volume up. Hold on.
No, where did you send it? Where did you send it? I must have missed that.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I love this video.
I know the data that she got it from, though. That's the problem. Like I've actually seen where she's.
And like feed it to the alien.
I want to start it over.
Do you want to go get some ice cream or something?
Jesus.
Some aliens are already here in the tunnels, and they've been eating our kids for like. The Rothschilds have been feeding them because they kidnap the kids and they feed it to them. Do you think that they take like the fetuses from Planned Parenthood and like feed it to the aliens? They love babies. Jesus Christ! But Captain Thor has that under control. Commander Thor. Commander. I'm sorry. I mean, there's so much to tell you that it's just like. But, I can just show you something real quick. And he's from beyond the ice wall. Yes. So where did we get this lie that the Earth is round? Like, who even started that? It started up in 1900s, and it was the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. They lied to you about everything. Everything you've ever learned in school is all a big, fat, huge lie. And where do you learn everything? Like, how'd you figure out all this information? Because I've never even heard about Commander Thor. Well, because I've been on True Social. And I found out before I was on True Social because I just happened to find it on
Telegram.
And then
I live there.
On Parlor. Aliens were already here in the.
So I've been on Telegram since 2021. Try not to go there as often because, again, mental health matters. But it is. I do have an image of what she's talking about that I got off of of Telegram. Where is it at? Also, my screen grabs are ridiculous. Is this it? No, this isn't it. Hold on, I'm gonna go find it on my.
Guys, while we're waiting, let's tap that screen.
Some people don't know what True Social is. So it's like a alt-right platform that is like essentially a breeding pool for white supremacy, bigotry, misogyny. Name the ism, it's there. And also hotspot for conspiracy theories. So we're going beyond the vaccines cause autism. Like we're talking, like just showed, there's demons underground that eat babies from Planned Parenthood. So, in case y'all were curious.
So this is a literal channel.
Oh my God. Get out of here. That's crazy.
And it's called DUMBS, and it's an acronym. And like now here's what's funny. So the Illuminati resistance. So it's like, oh gosh, what's the acronym for? Let me look it up real quick. It's something about underground bases. DUMBs.
I wonder.
Deep underground military bases.
Oh
It's a
my
conspiracy
gosh.
theory that children are being moved around for the purpose of the democratic cabal. Educational purposes only. But this has 37,000 people that are in this particular chat room.
It's like scary. It's actually scary. I'm not.
37,000 people is crazy.
And it also has a lot of the comment threads are in German.
Yeah,
Fun
I
fact.
mean, if you ever need a translator, I got you, boo.
It's like, and so again, a lot of people don't know, because most people didn't find me till the tinfoil shit. This led me to the tinfoil shit. So January, I need to. Okay.
Yeah.
I will. Oh yeah, everybody peep my shirt. Can't wait to add Miss Harris right there, presidential Harris in the future. It's like all white dudes, and then it's Obama, a clown, and then Dark Brandon with glasses.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Hey guys, come on, let's get to 200K likes ASAP. Make sure that we're sharing the live. We still have 372 left in the goal for the day. So please, let's actively participate. Appreciate you. I do like that shirt.
We need to get to 200K. And also, do you have a onesie form for that for my baby?
I know. I can look into it. I'll look into it.
She needs that. I mean, right out of the womb. She's gonna know.
But when so January 6th happened, I made my first political video. I had been watching and following all the political content creators, but I hadn't made any. January 6th happened, and I went full, like, burn it to the ground mode. I was pissed. And then I started sharing all the things I had found on Telegram.
The box is too small for them to tap. All right, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
But I was just saying, I went full. I started sharing Telegram, and my initial reasoning for doing that is because there's so many great political content creators. My focus was, hey, I know a lot of people like me are watching family members getting radicalized in real time. Let me show you the information they're getting. Let me show you what's happening. Let me see if I can help you have conversations about what they're digesting on a daily basis on like Facebook and shit.
Right.
And sadly, I found out a lot of people were in the same situation. I've watched countless marriages end because of things that I discussed. I have one right here in my own town or like community that I watched, and it was really bad and kind of scary. So yeah, there is support groups. There are absolutely support groups.
I know there. I have a really good friend on here who she had her and her husband had to separate. She put him out because he was accused.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then also there was this lady that she used to work for me in the car industry, and she was so excited that like she had gotten all of her kids into school. Their college was paid for. They were almost about to pay off their house. We followed each other on Instagram or whatever. And she was like, yeah, she's like, I can't just, she's like, wait to retire and just like stay. She's like, I bought my dream home, 15 years ago. And she's like, and I'll be able to pay it off. They got a 15-year mortgage and we're about to be able to pay it off. And she was so excited about it to like be able to retire and stuff like that. Her husband took out a $60,000 loan for Stop the Steal on the house. $60K.
Well, but this is what I don't understand, because Artemis just said it in the comments too. I think that there's a vast difference between like family members being like very far right and you not knowing like how to handle that situation, or your significant other. I could never lay in bed with a person that talks like that. Like I genuinely, like, I radicalized my husband obviously into the oblivion, like to leftism. Like he used to not be like a commie, like, let's be for real, but I don't think I could lay on the same pillow as somebody who's racist, misogynistic, doesn't believe I deserve rights. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that. I think that's such
Kiara.
a fundamental thing.
Kiara, it's
Yes.
called a ball gag, and you can get them in all kinds of different shapes and tensile strength. So if they're really a mouthy one, you can get the harder ones, and then they can't get through that.
Hi. So
Artemis.
this is weird. I feel like I'm at AA. First of all, hi Jess, it's good to see you again. Your support has grown so much since I first met you on this app. So I just want to say congratulations. And Mr. Jones, it's always good to see you. Kiara.
Thank you so much.
So I am recently experiencing far-right radicalization in my family, and how do I put this? This is so weird. So hold on, my husband's over here. That's my husband.
What's up, buddy?
And he was disowned by his mother. Was it 2 years ago?
I believe so.
It was 2 years ago because his mother was stalking me on TikTok. Sorry, it cracks me up now. It was really concerning at the time because I was advocating for pro-choice and trans rights, and she had an issue with that. And so he called up his mother and was like, "Why are you harassing my wife on TikTok? Like, why are you following her into lives? If you don't agree with what she says, why are you in there?" And it was a whole bit. There was a lot of disgusting things said, and she was like, "I don't want anything to do with you," and he's like, "I don't want to do anything with you either." That should have been it. Now his mother is trying to pull the whole like guilt tripping, you don't care about the family, all of this stuff, and I'm over here going like, I know that I live in her head rent free. I know I live in that woman's head rent free because she's thinking, you took my son from me. And this is just how he's always been. He's just lived in a Republican household. And when he met me and I was like, well, let's talk about our viewpoints, he realized he was a leftist. So color me shocked when I started seeing individuals in my family, which I can't move out of my house due to disability issues, that are saying things that sound like they're on Fox News, or the people that I debate on TikTok. And I am being gaslit to the max because what's really frustrating is I'm very fact-based. I'm very calm, collective. People know me on this app. I am not one to rush to anger or anything like that. I always have receipts, facts, everything. And I like to have that conversation because I want to build a bridge.
Right.
And the amount of gaslighting I've had, or when I say something like, well, hey, you just said that. Actually, that's not fully correct. And it's like, I'm immediately shut down. I'm treated like an idiot. I'm treated like I'm stupid, that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm just buying into anything I see, that I'm only following certain types of media. I don't look at the other side. And I'm just sitting here going like, I talk to people on the other side every day on this app. I listen to other people on the other side every day on this app. And like, my thing is like, I come from a very well-educated family in the sense that I'm talking doctorates, and like these are people who have gone to the like, college and upper levels. I would expect these individuals to be open to new information, and it has just been a complete shutdown. And I'm just, I feel like I've lost.
I don't. Where does that pipeline start? How does it get there? Because like sometimes I don't talk to my mom. I don't talk to my mom very often, but when I have conversations with my mom, or I'm having conversations with my dad, or my mom seeing me on TikTok, my mom literally called me one day. This was a couple of years ago, and Jess, I think I talked to you about this, and said, "I don't like what you do on TikTok. I think you're causing more division." And
I
said,
was told that.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm glad I don't do it for you,
Oh, I
and
told
hung up
that
the
all the
phone.
time.
I said, well, too bad I
was
ain't do
told
it. I don't do it for you.
I've been blocked on Facebook. So I'm going to tell you how this happened, and it's actually super simple and kind of sad. And mind you, the people behind this are intelligent, are people with degrees that created the environment we're living in right now, knowing the uneducated populace that exists, even those with degrees. So this is how, especially people that are in nostalgia. I know people that literally were union strong and union leaders for 25 years that are radicalized MAGA. And I'm talking about some of the most extreme, using the R slur on their social media. Like, okay. So, when COVID happened, we were already very divisive. And if you followed and voted for Trump, particularly, which was, let's be honest, 90% base of white evangelicals, okay, one or the other or both, and you followed his speeches because you thought he was this great leader, okay, and every one of his speeches, which I personally, because I hated him, never really paid attention to until I got more like in tune to like what the fuck is happening. I went back and started watching his speeches, his speech about, you know, July 4th or a speech about Memorial Day. And I'm like, oh my God, he's demonizing 50% of the nation at every one of these speeches. Like, it's not just like, I do it for the campaign. Like, this was a message that continued with him from coming down the escalator all the way up until his next presidential election. So again, these people have already been hearing this. They're hearing it all day, every day. Intro COVID-19, okay? In March of 2020, we saw this shift of people like, oh no, fear. It's fear. We're all fearful. We're all like, it's an unknown territory. Even the president is expressing some concern on the public stage while still lying. And so there's a lot of unknowns. And then that's when all of a sudden these backdoor channels, especially when it got closer, you saw it really escalate around like the summer months when we knew a vaccine was on the way. When we started to see like an end is near, there was an end of the tunnel kind of coming. Okay. All of a sudden these new little people started popping up on Facebook, Russian interference, China, UK, Canadian interference. All of these radicalists and these other nations started bringing up these new things, using people within the right-wing populace in our country and creating these different narratives. And the big one was, we're going to reborn. Like dumbs, that is not new. QAnon, that was not new. Everything that Alex Jones had been screaming at basement dwellers for a decade, this was existing in the wheelhouse. But it was like for people that didn't vote, for people that literally just wanted to have something to hold on to make them feel like I'm in the know. I have something that everyone else doesn't have.
Right.
So now we have a pandemic, and you sit at the most with those that were especially older and either worked part-time or retired, and their only outlets were maybe their occasional coffee with their friends or, you know, outing here and there. And now they're at home. They're at home. They're on the media. They're on their cell phones. They're on their computers. They are just ingesting propaganda like never before. And they are a combination of fearful of the future. They don't know what the future holds. The economy looks fearful. They are fearful of dying. I mean, that's a pretty good fear to put into people. And now all of a sudden they are fearful that the people speaking the loudest and having the stick are actually people that don't look like them. Like, oh shit, I see it. And they started paying closer attention to it. You saw white oppression become a new thing, this feigned white oppression. Oh no, they're coming after me. They're coming after me. The people that want power don't like me. They created this whole narrative around COVID. It was created. We have a solution, but it was created. And they took these people that were isolated for anywhere for 6 to 9 months and gave them something that made them feel important. Right. Made them feel like they were in the know. Like, can you imagine, like, you really don't have anything going on in your life and you're like, oh shit, I got this inside information that nobody knows about. Yeah. This is something that nobody else knows about, and it's mine.
Hey Jess, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna clip this and post it.
Yeah, it's beautifully said, and I think I 100,000,000% agree with you, but I also think it's an ego thing, especially with the very well educated that all of a sudden start the alt-right pipe. It's simply that one thing that's innate to themselves. So for example, me being white is innate to me, and then it's criticized and it hurts my ego, or I'm a cis woman and I don't want to be called a chest feeder, blah blah blah. Like whatever it fucking is, they feel attacked because they know, and I keep saying this throughout my entire pregnancy, because the shoe fits. They know that they're participating in an oppressive system, but they don't want to be at fault. They don't want to be blamed. Their ego is too great. And what do? They deflect. And once they have you there, it's so much easier to pull you in all that other shit too, like just said, because then the fear mongering starts and all that other stuff.
It started with CRT. Like I had conversations with, you know what I'm saying, people who I thought were reasonable human beings that I've known for a long time, that I either went to high school with or college with and stuff like that. And they know who I am. And they're starting talking about like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just going to teach all the white kids that white is bad. And I'm like, what? I was like, how many CRT classes have you taken? None, but you know what I'm saying? I read up on it. And I was like, well, tell me about it. And then they had nothing to tell me. Like, they literally couldn't tell me shit. I'm like, please just shut up.
Because it's their ego. It's the one thing about their ego. They have always prided themselves about something that did not exist in them. They wanted to be a great ally, for example, like, I'm not racist, blah, blah, blah. But then they're told white people are racist. And then they're like, well, no, I'm not. And they want to deflect so much. And that's how how they get into it. And I hate fake allies so much. And I don't even believe in the word ally anymore.
I never did. I mean, we've had that conversation before. Go ahead, Artemis. Hold on one second, Artemis. I'm gonna let you go. I promise you.
I'm so sorry.
Hold on one second. No, you're fine. Hey guys, please tap the screen. Make sure that we're gifting the panel. They're providing excellent content, excellent information, educational content. We still have 372 left on the goal. There's over 800 people, so if less than half of you sent $1 to either the Cash App or any of the pay links in my bio, will meet the goal. It allows us to keep doing the things that we do, both here on the panel and in the community. But also, guys, we're going to be doing the book bag thing. I'll release all that information tomorrow, and the shirts should be in the store tomorrow. The vote down ballot shirts should be in the store tomorrow. And I'm going to send quite a few of you guys so that you can wear them on your live streams as well. But because I don't think that people understand how important it is to vote all the way down. I'm talking about even to your sheriff and the judges and you know, the whatever's on that ballot. Look it up. You got to vote. Also, we sent them an email. I'm still waiting. They might have emailed me back. But either we're going to have QR codes or the NFC tags in the sleeve. So all that they have to do is tap their phone to it, and it will quite literally take them to, 411?
The vote.org?
Yeah.
411.org.
411.org. Yeah, so that they can put in their address and look up who's running for what in their area. Go ahead, Artemis.
Thank you so much. I was going to add, there's a third area, though, and this is kind of what happened to me, that I think a lot of people don't take into consideration how quickly this can happen. So I grew up in a blue area, a very blue area. I grew up in Harris County. It's a very freaking blue county in Texas. And my family and myself had to move to a red county. That is when it happened, because when we lived in the blue county, my family members were more open to these conversations, less intense, less wanting to shut down conversations. But the second that they moved into this red county that is very deeply red,
NFC shirts are good to go. Just thought I just looked.
It happened so fast. And I started picking up on the signs when I moved to this area about 6 months, when I was hearing about about different people in the area, and like when I was getting my hair done, and I was like, so what's the area like? And she's like, oh, and I was like, okay. I'm getting a sense this is not a welcoming area to a lot of people, and it's not. And it's very white. It's very white. And so me growing up in an area that was not very white, I was like, it feels like Bizarro World. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. And the culture and the thought processes around this area just completely people started going, oh, well, you shouldn't have to feel bad because you're white. And I'm like, I don't know why you're feeling bad. Focus on fixing the problem. Like, don't sit here and feel bad. Like, Jesus, like, get out there and fix the problem. Notice that you want to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And it's like, and so it's like, I started hearing these little bits of rhetoric here and there, and I was like, oh my God. And it happened within like 3 years. It happened so fast.
Well, and you have to understand that radicalization is a technique that is used just like flipping an asset in the intelligence agencies.
Right.
And they can do that flip very quickly because they know how to target the insecurities of the individual that they want to flip, the inherent fears that they already possess, and then play on those inherent insecurities or fears and offer a solution for those.
I want to add to what I was saying
Hold
earlier.
on 1 second,
just
Jess.
real quick.
Hold on. Oh, go,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
go
go
ahead. Go ahead. If it's real quick, because I want to get Hezi and Matt in.
No, I was just going to say the reason that we're still where we are, even though so much evidence can be shown, like the flourishing economy, all the things that we know in this room as reality, is because at this stage of the game, admitting that you have been had for the last now 8 to 10 years, that's denying your entire existence as a human being.
Right.
And it is.
Amygdala response.
This is a
We talked
big
about this.
ask. It is. It's a big ask of anybody, but especially those people that have gone all in, hand to the wall. Like, this is asking them to basically denounce their entire existence. And so if you want, like, I'm a big fan of moving people, and I do try to do that, and I have done that for people that are foreground. But even if you want to move people even a slight extension, you have someone like in your family, plant these little seeds, and they have to be planted. But it at this point, you've really made it that they have to deny their entire existence, and that's a hard ask. That's a hard.
Good morning, Kitten. Hezi, Matt, one of you guys want to chime in? Hopefully you had some water and said something kind about yourself. Matt said there's a new birther movement.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that basically some of what Jess just said, 100%. We also have to remember that almost since the conception of our country, from grade school up, kids have been taught at home and at school what to think, not how to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like we teach them to the test. We don't teach them to think critically. You don't even start to maybe learn that until you're in college. But even when you're in college, a lot of times when you're writing papers or whatever, you look for research to prove your point, not to broaden your understanding. But then also, like for my family,
Rev Carla, thank you so much. W Rev in the chat for the $25 Cash App. I appreciate you, Rev.
There are so many. If you look at our society, our culture, our country, there are so many high control groups out there. Like my grandfather was a chemical engineer, brilliant human being, but he was Mormon. And so this high control, this is your identity. He had 7 children. They were all raised, my mother including one of them. This is your identity. All of them left the church, but then ended up in fundamental Christianity, which is not a far jump.
I was about to say it's Mormonism. Not. I was about to say it's that's right. The same thing.
Just a slightly different flavor. A lot of them have college degrees. They're very smart human beings. And I just so happen to have really good professors that taught me how to
research.
That taught me how to critically think, which is weird because it was a Christian college, but that's a story for another day. And it was the day that Trump stood on the steps of that church holding that Bible that I watched that unfold, and we had a whole family. I mean, I have a big family, and we had this big group chat. And I went in there, and because I had been quiet for years, because I had been deconstructing quietly, and I said, "That's it. I'm letting y'all know, I do not support this awful human being. I do not support this right-wing agenda." And I mean, they all came after me. A bunch of them disowned me, don't talk to me anymore. A bunch of them have said just awful things to me. And I went from having this huge supportive family to a lot of them have called me everything. One of them said, "Do as thou wilt" to me. And I was like, "Oh, so you're telling me I'm a Satanist? Okay, great, whatever." Just gaslit me and whatever. But and so I went from having this huge family support system to be in one statement that I made. They all were like, you're whatever, from the devil. And it's because, and I've tried to talk to them individually or whatever, but it's what Jess said. It's, you are challenging their whole reality.
Yeah.
And they keep going deeper and deeper down the pipeline. And I had to finally, for my own peace of mind, my own sanity, and to keep on doing the work that I do, I finally had to say, I surrender. I have to just disconnect from my family. They're toxic. Luckily, I have a mother-in-law who is a wonderful human being and treats me like her own. Thank God I have that. But it's that high control, because what they've been taught to think becomes their identity, and they can't. Their ego won't let them admit that they are wrong.
Right. Nah, I hear you. Hey, tell me about this new birther movement, Matt.
All right. So if you all are not aware, this is the new talking point. I was in a live last night talking with a bunch of MAGA people, and they were like, well, she's a Canadian citizen. Like, no. No. So just, I can't stay up too long, so I got to go to the store. But I just wanted to make sure that you all are aware that this is the new talking point here, right? They're just immediately starting to grasp.
Wasn't Ted Cruz born in? Wasn't Ted Cruz born in?
Ted Cruz is 100% Canadian.
Yeah. Didn't he run for president?
He absolutely did.
Okay.
So like that's the whole thing. I guarantee you, within the next few days, we're going to start seeing a bunch of people coming out saying that she's ineligible to run because she's not even an American citizen. And it's just like, here we go. We got another black person running for the presidency. Let's start questioning their citizenship again, because that seems to be the only thing that white America can do. So just wanted to let you all know that is the new talking point that's going to start going around.
Let's hear what Ray Shard has to say this morning. Ray Shard, what's going on, buddy? You have some water? Say something kind about yourself?
Yeah, are you talking about Kamala and her citizenship?
Kamala Harris.
Like calming. Like she gives me calm for the future. Kamala
Harris.
Like, stop saying she's black.
I like that. Kamala.
Yeah, Hazzy, hold on one second. Sorry. Hey, what did you say, Ray Shard? Stop saying what?
Stop saying she's black, man. She's not black. She's like said multiple times that I am Indian American.
She is also Indian American.
Okay, yeah, so she's not black.
I mean, what is her dad?
Dad is mixed.
He's mixed with what?
Born in Jamaica.
Jamaica's nationality.
I know. But what is he mixed with?
I think it's like white and black, like Obama.
Okay, so she's part black, is what you're saying?
This is a new limitation. You're a quarter black. That makes you black.
Sorry, are we doing colorism right now?
Yeah, we are. Apparently.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at her
Jesus
dad.
Christ.
I'm looking at her dad. He's definitely black.
So you're wanting to do blood quantity.
I'm literally looking at his face. This is a black man.
A mixed man. He's biracial.
I don't know that he is mixed with black and white. There's no hold on, dummy. Listen, biracial means that you have two different raced parents. It doesn't mean that it's not a race. I'm not biracial. I'm black. I have biracial parents, meaning that each one of my parents is of a different race, but I myself am only one race. I am black. Biracial is not a race.
I think you're your own race, man. I think you are. You're just an other.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So hold on, you're the one who makes the classifications of race now, Ray Shard?
I just think you're just an other. You can't, nah, bro. You're an other. Like you're a Hakeem Jeffries. That's what you are.
What the fuck does that even mean?
You're just a Hakeem Jeffries, man. You're like, no, you're Ben Diesel. That's perfect. Ben Diesel. Just like Ben Diesel, you're an other.
I certainly look more phenotypically black than Vin Diesel.
I still think you're just another.
Well, I don't. I mean, I think that you are just a person. I know he's black. I think that you're just a person that happens to be black. Like, I don't think that you're black either, especially because you vote for our oppression. Yeah, I saw it. That's why I said I'm looking at him right now.
I don't vote for either party. I'm like, I vote for what's best interest. It's that simple.
Donald Trump is in the
honestly,
best
I got my
interest of
way.
black people.
More than Kamala. And I look at
How
Kamala's
so? Give us an example of how.
How many? So look what's going on, man. Like, look at this country.
You keep
Like,
saying, look, listen, when people say, look what's going on, all that it tells me is they don't know anything. So they just have to throw out, look what's going on. If I walk outside of my door right now, right, into my neighborhood, everybody in my neighborhood is doing great.
Which neighborhood you live in?
I live in Florida. Like, literally, everybody in my neighborhood is doing fantastic.
Bro, you must live.
Also,
I'm from Florida.
wait, Rayshard, why did my Republican governor literally 3 months ago say, oh my God, the economic momentum that we are experiencing in Virginia is unprecedented. We are on the uptick. And then, ironically, he said in the RNC that Donald Trump is going to bring back our economy. He literally touted our economy 2 months earlier and is still touting it today to the Virginian people, the people of Virginia. So I'm just like, our economy is flourishing by every metric.
Every
the
metric
that you don't, every metric. The metric that you are going to pivot to, which every single Republican does, is grocery prices, which is controlled and decided by the free market free market system as capitalism, and corporations have carte blanche to set their price point, including consumer gouging of us, upwards of 28%. And Republicans refuse to put any consumer protections in place. So I'm going to ask, like Joan said, what is everything? What is look outside? Like, make it make sense.
I mean, we're seeing layoffs higher than any other.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Unemployment rate has record low for a consistent amount of time, 50-year record low, historic
Correct.
record low.
Consecutive record low.
Actually, when I'm looking at unemployment rate for black males, it's actually going up.
No, it's not.
Lowest it's ever been in history. Lowest it's ever been in history.
Yeah, did I have to mention all the corporations going massive layoffs?
Name one.
Yeah, name one.
Yellowcore. That's another company that went layoffs.
What is it? What is it?
Yellowcore. It's a trucking company.
Yellowcore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what the current African American or black unemployment rate is. For black women, it's 4.2. For black men, it's 5.2. That's not bad.
Actually, I'm looking it up right now. It says 6.4.
Where are you looking?
Watching it right now on CNBC. This is non-biased, man.
Okay, tell me the title of the article that you're reading.
Talks about jobs rates actually rising since April 2024.
Jobs rates rising? I mean, that's a good thing.
Wait, you want to know what's tanking?
No,
Yellowcore? Wait, Jones, you will never believe this. You know what's tanking Yellowcore?
What's that?
The CARES Act loan that they took that they're unable to repay under Trump.
Fucking idiots. So, I mean, they did
Under
it to
Trump.
themselves.
So
Great.
the 2020 CARE Act of monies
No,
that they
it's
got.
not. It has everything to
Yes,
do with the
I
price.
literally am
No, it's
reading the
not.
article. One of the sticking points has been Amoco's request to restructure a $700 million CARES Act loan repayment, which helped the trucking industry initially, but now because they have not been able to maintain the success, they are going bankrupt. So because of a loan that they took from Trump, now they're tanking.
Loan. You're not looking at the environment they're in right now, caused by this economy under Biden. Stop trying to.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with the economy?
What metric? What metric are you measuring the economy by?
Oh, let's see the price of diesel, the insurance rates.
The
Those
price
are-
of diesel, if we're talking about gas prices, actually they're going down. They're down to about the average of where Trump was in office, about the average of where Trump was in office. But in addition to that, right, the deal that he made with OPEC is the reason that we had low supply when everything opened back up and high demand. He did this, friend. He did it to himself.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
Prove it.
You're just falling leftist lies.
Okay, well here, I'll just pull it up.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Even Saudi Arabia.
Here,
told
no, that's
Donald-
fine. I'll pull it up.
Saudi Arabia told Joe Biden, "Do not rely on your reserves during the election." He did it anyway.
Nope, that's not true. And you're gonna
That
have to
is
provide
true.
evidence.
Also, fun fact, Yellowcore also turned down a $1 billion bid from investors that would have allowed them to climb their way out of this bankruptcy, and the executives refused it.
It still doesn't matter, Matt.
executives.
It's going on
Yes,
right
it
now.
does
You're
matter, because
still-
how is that Biden's fault that the executives refused for someone to make an investment in them? That
He
would
must have
saved
lost
their
his
company?
trucking job, Jess, and he's upset. Okay, so look.
They gotta
OPEC
go
and
live on
allies.
YouTube.
Here we go. OPEC and allies oil production cut is Trump's biggest and most complex deal ever. This was in April 13th of 2020 during COVID because the oil prices had tanked. As the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies came to an agreement on a record cut in oil production, U.S. President Donald Trump may have struck his biggest and most complex deal, according to oil expert Dan Yergin. Now, he quite literally rejected a proposal by OPEC to cut 1.5 million barrels of production per day. He got them to cut, where is it at? 9.7 million barrels per day. The single largest output cut in history. In history. He did this.
Yeah, in history, he'll say now. He's talking about right now. We're going to drill.
But hold on, we're literally producing more oil right now in the United States than we ever have in history.
Which is in my background if you want to put it up.
Go ahead.
And we're still paying 30% more.
No,
under
we're not.
previous
As a matter of fact, let me tell you how genius Joe Biden is. This dude literally took our strategic reserves. He took our strategic reserves and sold it at $96 a barrel.
Yeah.
And then bought it back at $63 a barrel, literally netting us billions of dollars.
He made money.
He
off
made
of our
money.
reserves.
He made money doing it.
He's such
He
a
literally
genius
balanced the okay, y'all, this is wild to me. You don't even understand that Trump did more spending than Biden, and the only monies he got us back was $400 billion from the tariffs, which lost our economy more than that because of the fact that it shut down small business farmers. It shut down the many steel industries.
Yep.
It also had Harley Davidson leave the state.
Yep.
We had multiple people that left the state because when he did that tariff on China, this war on China that he called it, it literally harmed our economy in the most heinous way.
All the
because
Toys R Us,
corporations
Babies
and
R Us,
companies-
Kids R Us went out of
Yes.
business. Sears went out of business.
Yes.
Like he killed
They were
businesses in America.
They were depending on the low-income products that they used for their manufacturing from China. Now the cost was so excessive from the tariffs, they had to either leave the country or shut down. So he literally forced the doors closed on so many industries, and you ignore that. Meanwhile, Joe Biden also did a massive amount of spending between the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the one COVID relief package, all of these things. However, he found monies through other means that he only net spent, $4 billion or $4 trillion to Trump's over $8 trillion, so half of Trump's spending, and yet gave us twice as much investments and job creation.
Right.
He actually knows how to balance a budget and do it effectively. You don't know how the economy works, and you watch the same news media and echo chambers, and it's literally gaslit you into believing that what you're saying is accurate, and it's not.
And bro says he's a Pan-Africanist and came up here and was immediately anti-black, which is crazy.
What did I say that's anti-black?
Everything that you said is anti-black. You said
Give me
that
one.
you said I'm not black. I'm other, whatever that's supposed to mean. So I mean, like, yo, bro, you're. Anywho. So yeah, I mean, like everything that you say, like literally everything that you say is just full of fucking nonsense. Hey guys, listen, we got $347 left in today's daily goal. There's over 900 people in here, so like if a little over a third of you sent $1 to either my Cash App, which you can see at the bottom, or any of the pay links in my bio, we can easily meet our goal for the day. Tiny Nunya, what's going on? How are you? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself? I know Rayshard was gonna run, cause he never has any sources. Like, bro, just come up and say nonsense and then take off. What's up, Tiny?
I'm good. I haven't had water yet, but I've said some kind things to myself. Just to.
Uh-oh, you muted. He's a
Can you hear
runner.
me?
He's a track star.
No, I'm not a runner.
No, not you. I was talking about Rayshard. Thank you, Frankie.
Yeah. First thing I wanted to get off my chest and say, Jess, I love you. I see what you're trying to do for Virginia, and I keep it up. Secondly, Ray Shard's basically gatekeeping blackness is retarded.
Oh, hey, can't use that word. Daniel, thank you
I-
so much.
it's
Thank you so
ignorant.
much for the $10 cash app. W Daniel. Yeah, we definitely can't use that word.
Anyways, when it comes to like the
Not
Not,
anyways.
no, not yeah, not
Swipe
anyways. That
that
we gonna
word
we gonna
from
need
your
we gonna need the
vocabulary.
apology.
Not anyways.
Yeah, not
Swipe
definitely
that
not
word from
anyways.
your
We got,
vocab.
yeah, I'm sorry. I forget that I hate that word and it slipped. So I apologize.
no worries. Go ahead. Thank you.
After all, I'm an autistic person, so you know. But I was saying, anyways, to
Thank you,
change the
Crystal.
subject because I, you know,
It's okay. It's okay. I understand. We get embarrassed when things slip out
the one
sometimes.
thing
I
that
completely
Ray
understand.
Shard was talking about when it comes to like oil prices and everything like that. Mr. Global 2, a world-renowned expert in the oil industry, has debunked everything that Ray Shard was saying multiple times in multiple videos, and has even provided the receipts. And people still push this like Biden increased gas prices BS when in reality the paper trail shows Donald Trump.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we agree
And
with
there
you.
was some, and the whole thing with questioning.
Miguel, thank you for the $10 cash app. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. W Miguel in the chat.
And the whole thing with questioning whether Vice President
Kamala.
Harris was born in the United States, that
Thank you,
was
Jennifer.
literally happened within the hours of Joe Biden stepping down, which is typical right-wing racist conspiracy theory garbage.
Thank you,
I have a
Jennifer.
sneaking suspicion that ever since Obama became president, it's going to become a running thing. Every time we have somebody that isn't white running for president.
Correction.
For
Anyone
the rest
who
of our
isn't
country's history.
white and Republican who is running.
Good point. You got a good point there.
Hey, Sean, listen, man, Sean, sis, I'm just trying to keep it together. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just keep it a buck with you. I'm just trying to keep it together. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
The Secret Service director resigned. Just a quick.
Why? Oh, because of what happened at the rally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. She officially resigned.
Well, hey, it is what it is. Well, thank you,
both
Tiny.
political
I
parties
appreciate
wanted
you.
her to.
Well, I hope you have luck getting the rest of your funds together. I wish I could donate, but I'm on a fixed income, so no.
I completely understand. It's not obligatory. You have a good one.
You too.
All right. I'm gonna turn off this background really quickly because I just want to say something. Hey, Kel, I know you're here. I'm gonna get to you in just a second. Just give me a second. I just want to say something because I've been like waiting to say it since earlier. Oh, is my mirror okay? I was like, why am I on that side of the screen? It's making me freak out. I mean, boomer shit. Listen.
Never beating the boomer allegations. He never will. He never will.
Huh? Can I make you a strudel? There's only one though, because you ate the rest of them. We gotta go to the store later.
I want a strudel.
You can have some. You can have some pancakes though.
No, strudel.
Okay, I'll make it in just a second. All right. No, that way. No, that way. That way. Huh? Okay, go ahead. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to say that Kamala Harris is. Thank you, Megan, for the $20 Cash App. I really do appreciate you. W Megan in the chat. I want to say that there was a lot of people who were very anti-Biden because of his position. Thank you, Marcina, and thank you, KS. That were very anti-Biden because of his positions on Israel and Palestine. Kamala is not very vocal about it, but I do know that they want and have been asking and pushing for a ceasefire for some time now. With that being said, I just want to say some other things. And this might come as a shock to you. Everybody knows that me personally, I've been talking about Palestine since before October 7th, since like literally the moment that I stepped on this app. And people used to think that I was absolutely batshit crazy and out of my mind. Like the mobs of Jewish people who I love and adore and respect, because I understand how many Jewish people stood side by side with us during the the civil rights era, would come into my lives every day and just rail on me and be so angry and so upset about the conversations that I was having. But I stood fast because it's something that I believe in. I need you to understand something. Those of you who are saying that you can't vote for the Democratic Party because of what they did in Palestine and so on and so forth, like quite literally, black people have been getting, like fucked in this country for, I don't know, as long as I've been alive, as long as any of your parents been alive, as long as I can remember, and it never stopped y'all from voting. Can you shut that door, please? And it never stopped y'all from voting. Queer people in the United States have been getting treated like absolute dog shit for, as long as I've been alive in this country. And it never stopped y'all from voting, not one time ever. Like literally, y'all just kept going to the box. Women have been being treated like absolute dog shit, having rights stripped away from them. Having to fight for their rights and fight for, like just to exist. And have been, I think white women are unalived at once every 6 hours, and black women once every 4 hours, and y'all kept voting. Missing, murdered indigenous women and children unalived every single day, disappearing in this nation, and y'all kept fucking voting. You guys had no problems with marginalized communities, getting trampled over in this country for decades, and you kept fucking voting for as long as I've been alive. And I'm I'm pushing on 50. Disabled people, the list goes on and on and on. Starving children, 1 in 5 children in the United States go to bed without food every night, and you kept fucking voting. So I'm not going to tell y'all what to do. I'm not going to tell y'all how to vote. I'm not going to push my opinions on you, right? But my ancestors fought and died. My grandfather literally, right? My father literally, they went to the marches, they went to the rallies, they fought, for our right to vote. If you're not going to be actively participated, especially in the local level where those laws and those legislatures impact you the most, the sheriff, the judges, the city aldermen, the city council members, the school board members, all of those people, like your local elections, in terms of like state legislatures and things of that nature, all of these people affect your daily life, right? And y'all don't even show up. Y'all don't even show up to vote for them. And then you think that you can just show up, on November 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever day it is of that year, you think you can just show up and do the bare minimum. Hey, listen, I voted for the senator and the congressman and the president, and they're going to change my life. And they're not. And then you say, well, I'm going to abstain from voting, when it could literally cost people like Trans Nation News, like Jess, like my sibling, like my kids, right? It could cost them their fucking lives. It could cost them their fucking lives. I don't want to hear about your outrage anymore. It's our senators and Congress people, quite literally, who are going to be the ones who vote to stop funding, Israel. It's going to be our senators and Congress and House of Representatives members that are going to vote to stop funding those things. So if you can't vote for the president, I don't give a fuck. But vote for them. Do your part. If you're going to do no work, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Just shut the fuck up. And I mean that, because it's been weighing on me heavy. If you're not going to do anything, then just shut the fuck up. Move out of the way. You're not helping us. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself.
Jones, can I talk about therapeutic
I was gonna say
concept
thank you.
really quick?
Not yet, has he? I need to go. Not yet, has he?
Okay.
I want to go to Cal.
Thank you for having me today. I always appreciate being on with you, and I want to appreciate your insight, because I think a lot of times what happens is on lives, the important information kind of gets pushed to the wayside when people get fired up, and you keep your calm almost all of the time, and I appreciate that. I wanted to talk about two easy things today. When Richard was on, I don't know if you guys have heard this term. It's called NCK. It's note card knowledge. And it was based on a joke that Fox News was handing out note cards with just enough talking points for people who are Trump supporters to be dangerous. It doesn't necessarily mean that it was correct information, full information, accurate information, but it's enough to be dangerous. And often what happens is it's a misguided sense of elevated knowledge, believing to know everything about a subject matter. Well, they only know enough to be dangerous, and then they continue to spew and pass on misinformation. And one of the things that I've really been working on in lives that I'm in is shutting down the misinformation right away. And often that comes off as brash, but at this point, I do not care.
Should be brash.
Yes, and I do not care anymore. I am a woman of advanced years. I am 49 freaking years old. I am a privileged white woman. And I am going to stand up for what I believe in. I think what happens is the privileged white women like myself have a tendency to never, one, acknowledge their privilege, and two, just go with the flow. That's one of the reasons why we've ended up in the mess that we're in. One of the things I wanted to talk about real briefly today is when we walk along in daily life with
Hold on
people
one second.
surrounding
Megan,
us.
Chris, and Tessa, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you tremendously. Thank you.
I
Go ahead.
love that you're hitting that goal really well today. I was going to say, we walk along in our daily lives and we're surrounded by people who irritate the crap out of us because of their mega beliefs, because of their incessant need to support a felon. And when that happens, a lot of times we're like, just keep the peace. No, we're past keeping the peace. The hard conversations need to be had. And I am all about asking questions. And this is the last thing I wanted to bring up. When somebody says something about, I really like his policies, tell me about the policies that you like. Get them talking. Ask questions. What is it about the domestic policies? What is it about border? What is it about foreign policies? Tell me something that's really kind of not sat right with you. Ask questions. Those are answers that mega supporters can't come up with because they're not equipped with enough information, and often when they believe themselves to be equipped with information to answer those questions, it's wrong anyway. And it provides the opportunity to continue talking, continue having the conversation, and really hopefully set them on a path of, can you think about this differently? We're not going to always change minds, but we can help educate people, because I joke that Google is free. It's just your choice to use it.
Hold on one second. Hey, I want to have a chit chat with this guy. I want to know what that means. Hey, can somebody invite Sarah? I want to know what a white savior is specifically, and where I can get one.
Do you want me to drop for him?
No, you're good. I already changed the screen around. I want to know what that is.
Wait, you telling me I have to return my cape? My super white.
Can I get it on Temu? Can you get that on Amazon?
Not on Amazon, but on Temu.
I'm waiting for those comments I'm waiting for those same comments on my video that I made, stitching Booker. I'm waiting for it. It's amazing that.
Oh, it's in the TikTok shop?
Ooh, TikTok shop? Get that shit.
Many of the white savior shirts can also be picked up at your local evangelical Christian megachurch gift shop.
Oh, it looks like it looks like a like, you know what I'm saying, one of the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. So I mean, after the worship service, they funnel you through their dump shop in the megachurch, and you can pick up a white savior shirt there. You can also pick up your white savior socks to go along with that, because while you're treading on the backs of the people you're saving, you want to be comfortable.
Right.
Mr. Jones,
What's that?
you just exposed how old we is.
Why? The Doobie Brothers.
Dude, tell me when you think of the Doobie Brothers, you don't think of that episode of What's Happening.
What's that? Yeah. That's why I said it. That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, it looked like one of the Doobie Brothers.
I'm going to tell you right now, most of the comments right now are completely lost. They do not have the reference because we are old.
Nah, listen.
Not
man.
the white
Love that
savior
episode.
Stanley mug that someone just talked about in the comment section.
There's a white savior Stanley mug. Like, nah, the Doobie Brothers had the long ass hair and the beards and the stashes.
Heck yeah.
So that's why I
Michael
asked.
McDonald, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That
Martini,
brother-
that. We saw that.
That man could sing. He had them sisters in the chokehold. He's like, I don't care, you white. Close your eyes.
Oh, Michael McDonald.
That's a direct quote to two of my aunts. That's exactly what they said.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know who just Nurse Lady J. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anywho, what's up, Daniel? Kel went already. Yep. Daniel, what's going on? You got some water? Said something kind about yourself?
I have some water right here. All right. I'm feeling good. I have been pointing out for the last several days, guess what? All that stuff that we were saying positive about Biden, why we wanted to vote for him, guess what? Still applies to Vice President Kamala Harris.
It's the platform. That's what I think that conservatives don't understand that though. We were voting for the platform.
He sent out to go do it, just like Obama sent him out to go do stuff too.
Right.
It's a working strategy. This is my general who goes out and gets things done. She worked with the judge of the Department of Transportation to get the infrastructure bill implemented. She went down and she was the one that brokered the deal for the $1.5 billion for Mexico to pay for border security. She's the one that's actually been dealing with the opioid issues. She's the one that helped to actually get the $16 billion for HBCUs as opposed to Donald Trump's $250 million. This is the difference.
Hold on. That's misinformation, Daniel. Donald Trump's $250 million was to go to all schools that serviced marginalized communities. Only 85 million of that was allocated to HBCUs, and they actually didn't end up getting it.
Yeah,
because you had to adhere to certain guidelines.
Yeah, because we found that out in Tennessee, because Tennessee found out that there was only one school in the entire state of Tennessee that was getting it, and it was not an HBCU.
Okay, hold on one second. I gotta talk to dude. Hey, Germinator, why don't you come up here and talk to me about that? Because I keep hearing that she locked up people for POC people. She's done more to change criminal justice reform in California than any of the other previous state's attorneys. But in addition to that, she never locked up anybody for weed. Like, y'all need to stop believing everything that you hear, because it's actually not
I got
true.
the receipts on why she how that's not true.
Yeah, because she never prosecuted anybody for marijuana cases.
Yeah, the recidivism numbers actually went down. Let me show it to you.
I also want to say I have a really good article. I'm gonna send it to you, Jones. It was actually written last year, and it's written by a former inmate, and it discusses that, like everything, nothing is black and white, and that her time as prosecutor has a lot of nuance to it, and it's a long read, but it's a good read. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah,
Jess, I just want your workout routine, because damn, you are looking like a beast over there. I mean, come on.
I have a broken foot. I just want everyone to know that I'm doing this with a fucking boot on right now.
Damn!
So, I have a broken foot, but I'm stubborn as fuck, so here we are.
Yeah, we always have these conversations, you know what I'm saying, about like talking points, right? But nobody is ever like, if I don't give a fuck what you tell me. And you know what I'm saying? I get in trouble with this a lot, especially, you know what I'm saying, from like the women in my life. Because they'll tell me something, especially if I'm like, I have my phone right there or I'm near my computer, I'll immediately go look it up because I want to read it. I want to know everything about it. It's not that I don't believe what you're saying. It's just that I want to know it for myself. Stop letting people just fucking tell you stuff and be like, and then go repeat it. Like you look crazy. Stop doing it. It makes you look like a crazy person. Go look it up for yourself. If somebody tells you something, go look it up. Like even when my parents used to tell me stuff, and my dad is the one who got me on this. My dad said, don't let a teacher just tell you whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a library at your school. And if you can't find what it is you're looking for in that library, then there's a library right down the street from the house. I'll take you. My dad ordered the Encyclopedia Britannica. Don't let them tell you about what, you know what I'm saying, what happened to indigenous people. Find out for yourself. Don't let them tell you what happened with the enslaved Africans. Find out for yourself. Go find out for yourself. Don't let them give you like 30 minutes in one class, one time about what happened, and that's all the information that you know. Anywho's, hey, listen, if Germinator doesn't want to take a box, just mute him. Nobody's arguing with the comments. Hey, well, somebody, Daniel, go ahead, Hazzy. I got to go throw the girls' food in the toaster oven real quick.
I was just going to quickly talk about a concept that we discuss often in social work and in therapeutic circles, the concept of harm reduction. I wanted to go back to the conversation about third party and the Palestine conflict. And so we often talk about harm reduction when we are dealing with a person in the throes of addiction or in a DV situation. We look at what is the most efficient and quickest way to reduce harm to that person. And a lot of us who work with oppressed folks or people within the system, we also look to how can we get them resources to also reduce harm as quickly as possible to that person. And I've kind of moved that to voting. Until we get rid of the Electoral College, we have to vote in a way that is going to produce the least amount of harm, that's going to reduce harm. And right now, unfortunately, because this is where we are at, it's voting at least democratically for the president, and then supporting your local, more progressive people within your local districts. I mean, that's how I've been operating for a long time. We cannot, especially, it seems to me in where I operate, it's often people with a lot, not always, but it's a majority of people with a lot of privilege that can stand on their moral high ground because it's not going to affect them if they don't vote tactically, if they don't consider the harm that is going to be inflicted on marginalized communities. And so I think that is it's a really good lens. It's a helpful lens, I think, to look at voting, especially in this election. What the vote that I cast, is it going to produce the least amount of harm in our country to the people that we share community with? And then I am going to drop and go to work. Thank you.
Can we acknowledge that Jess is hot as fuck? Thank you.
Indeed. Indeed.
Y'all are hilarious. I love you though. I love you. You're hot as fuck. Everybody in the chat's hot as fuck.
Look, Jess, we focus on facts and truth around here. So come on. If we're speaking it, it's facts and truth.
I literally saw a True Social post about just being hot as fuck, like, the other day.
I don't trust it then. I don't trust it.
No, it's fine. They all just caught on. It's just an objective truth. Like, it's one of those things.
Jess is not even thinking
it's
about
funny.
us. Jess is thinking about hip flexors and quads right now.
So
I'm doing
Jess,
leg day, man.
She is
Meanwhile,
locked in. She
I
is
already
locked
ate
in.
half a cake this morning, but it's okay. I'm pregnant. She needs it.
Bitch, you're
It's fine.
pregnant. Eat all the fucking cake, okay? I ate all the fucking cake.
It's just so funny to me that people that I know in like real life, they're all like, "Oh, I don't believe you're pregnant. You don't look pregnant. You just look like you gained weight." I'm like, "Oh, why would you say that to me?"
Like Jones?
No, Jones didn't say that. I don't think he would dare.
Jess, even though it's, Truth Social, one thing that we can say, it is going to be true that you're hot on there, but the problem is that it's creepy as fuck because of all the misogynists and, creepers that are
Dark
over there.
Passenger, thank you.
I don't know how many people have jumped ship on Twitter. I have not. But it's super funny when they see a picture of me or a video of me and they're like, God, why the fuck does she have to look good? Fucking liberal.
I would never
I
be-
get that shit so much.
What are we
it kinda
talking
makes
about?
Me giggle. Like, the chat was being very nice to me.
Boebert, who is hot and has skills. So, I mean, it's sad that she's...
Lauren Boebert is not hot. Lauren Boebert looks like a swamp rat.
Not even that. The amount of, like, when you look at her glow up, I'm going to call it a glow up, throw up, whatever. From when she ran to the level of like she's spending all her campaign money on hairstylists, makeup artists, things.
How do you spend that much money? How do you spend that much money on your appearance and look like a? She basically looks like before and before that.
I'm not even talk looks, but here's the thing: her and Marjorie. I don't care what they look like outside. Their insides make them ugly AF. Okay, they are self-loathing, gross human beings. I don't care what they look like. I'm not gonna like go down on their looks. It's just, and one of the talking points on the left is like, or the right, that's really funny to me is they'll say I look like Marjorie. This is like also a big talking point on Twitter. You look just like Marjorie.
Marjorie's...
I'm like, you love Marjorie.
Yeah, I was about that's.
I can't tell if you're insulting me. I can't tell if I'm being insulted or not.
You don't look anything like her.
I mean, I don't look anything like her, but I'm just saying that is the two comments that I get a lot are that. Also, I get asked if I'm Jewish a lot, which I really hate.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a Boebert fan at all. I don't think that
Oh, Boebert. I'm not going to knock her appearance.
I'm sorry. I don't think she's attractive. She's got a pursy face. Like.
But I get that. But I won't knock her appearance or her body type because I also paid for my boobs. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like literally, she's like front and back, just I don't know, thin. She's just super skinny. I don't know. It's just not my thing.
The thing I have when it comes to Lauren Boebert was when I realized that she was no longer someone who should be taken seriously is when she went
Rapunzel
CPAC and she actually argued that the government is supposed to be and it's basically supposed to be basically below the church, and that Democrats and liberals don't recognize it. She thought that she just didn't understand the separation of church and state at all. She actually thought that.
Well, that's because they've been told not to. This is the new talking point from the right, the collective right, especially the collective right that's in power. This is not like just her. This is not isolated to her. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene straight up says, "I am a Christian nationalist, and I think we should be a Christian nationalist nation." Like this is the movement. I mean, you read the GOP platform, you can read the Project 2025. It tells you all you need to know.
Hey, listen, if I offended anybody, I do apologize. They were talking about her body, and that's why I made the comment, but I do apologize. I understand where you're coming from. I personally don't find her attractive is all I was trying to say. I'm not interested. I think that she has
Her
a
about-
I think that she has a horrible like, you know, beliefs, and I think that makes me, you know what I'm saying, like see her as a disturbingly disgusting human being. Like
I don't think it's
that
offensive.
anything
You're
about
s-
her is gross to me. Like everything
I
about
think
her is
you're
gross to me.
I think you're a sapiosexual like me. So once somebody opens their mouth,
Yes.
there's just
Intelligence.
literally somebody can be a 10 supermodel moment they open their mouth and they're stupid, and I'm not talking like, you know, in that sense that somebody's just like intellectually disabled.
No, I dig it, but
or-
I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to like anybody to think that, you know, that's all I think that a woman is worth is based on what she looks like, because it's not. I'm just saying that when Trans Nation News said that she's hot, it immediately made me want to vomit. Like I'm like,
but it's true.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, I think of myself as a relatively intelligent person, and I have learned over and over again in my 32 years of being married to my wife that she is smarter than me, and I love
dig it.
I love that she teaches me things, that I learn new perspectives, that she recognizes things. Her EQ is way higher than mine. All right, I honestly think that I would be a different man, a lesser man,
Mm-hmm.
having not been, you know, bathed in her love. And if he could, you know, if these guys that come in here and think that, you know, that's all that it is.
Right.
You know, I don't get it. What do y'all talk about is what I'm saying. Like, okay, now that y'all are together, now what do y'all talk about? And everything tells me that they don't talk. That's the whole purpose. Their ideology and their positions are to basically avoid any conversation. She's not allowed to either have any opinions that contradict or any opinions that are her own. And it's like, okay, so that's weird.
Nah, I dig it. Yeah, I mean, that is also the thing. I think Mo Health Justice said, "Why do we have to talk about people's looks in politics?" You're absolutely right. Why do we? And one of the things that's one of the things that bothers me about Trump all the time. If he doesn't agree with somebody, he attacks the way they look. You know what I'm saying? The way they speak. You know, if they're disabled, he makes fun of, you know, their disabilities. I mean, like all of the things. And I agree with you 1,000%. Again, Trans Nation made a comment about, you know what I'm saying, that they were attractive, and I disagreed. It was simply that. What's up, No Rats?
Hi.
What's up? What were you saying? You said if
nothing.
you would fight me. What did I just walked in and saw that comment? What did I do?
What didn't you do?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, they were talking. Kiara was talking about her friend had said something to her about her pregnancy, like how she looked during her pregnancy and it hurt her feelings. And somebody asked if you were that friend, and I said I would fight you if you said something like that.
That I did?
No, you didn't.
No, it wasn't you.
Oh, I was about to say, no way. They asked if I did?
While
no,
you
I
were
want to see this.
while you were gone, like I just told a story how yesterday when I was at the grocery store, some of my like former customers was just like talking about, oh, you don't even look pregnant. You just look like you gained weight.
Jesus Christ.
Like, oh, okay, thank you. She says like not a lot, but I mean it's just you just don't look 20 weeks pregnant. I'm like, okay, thank you. Can we stop?
Right. I hated that.
Eesh. No,
Like,
it
I
definitely.
wish I
They
was
asked if
like
it was
that.
me though.
Yeah.
Who asked that?
No. Wait. Hold on. Kiara said that, and I said like Jones, because there was an evening, I think a few days ago, when I thought it was Kiara showing off her baby bump, and you were like, that don't look like pregnant belly.
Oh no, I said no.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me. I did do that. I did do that. I was like, you're not pregnant. That was
Let me
weeks
say this
ago
really
though.
quick.
That's because
About
he's in
the
denial that
phys-
it's my baby.
I want to say
But
something
I
really quick
didn't
about
say
the
that she
physical
looked like
parenting.
she was gaining weight though. I definitely
No.
didn't say that.
No.
I wanted to say that the reason I am so quick to pivot off of talking about the appearance, especially those in political power and women, especially, is I have absolutely been a target of that. I think most people in this room know the story, but when I ran last year, I went to a county fair in the adjacent district that is very red. It had about like 6,000 of my voters in the area. And I met the New Kent County co-chair of the Republican Party there. Never met him. This is my first introduction to him. I'm there with my two youngest daughters. My middle daughter looks exactly like me, but super young, okay? To just give you some insight. She looks like me, identical. And she makes me terrified when it comes to boys. But anyways, so I'm at this thing, and the chair of our party said, "Hey, I want you to meet somebody."
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
This is Jessica Anderson. Yeah, I know I've told Jones. I want you to meet somebody. This is Jessica Anderson. She is our delegate candidate running against Spaten. And he immediately looks me up and down and says, "Well, at least we have two pretty options." And I'm like, and I, before I could even respond, because I was a little like, "Are you for real?" Like, the chair of our party said, "What the hell does that have to do with their policy?" And I mean, he was like quick to, and I loved it. Literally 7-year-old white guy. And I was like, "Thank you." He goes, "That has absolutely nothing to do with their politics." And so he's like, I'm just making an observation. It's a compliment. It's a compliment." My daughter walks, or I'm trying to, turn the conversation around. Like, let's get off of this topic. And I'm talking about how I lived in the county for 13 years. I raised my 3 daughters here. And as I said this, my then 15-year-old walks up next to me, who again looks just like me, but 15. And he goes, "Oh yeah, women like you should have daughters." So I have become incredibly combative and I will always be that way, of it ever being about looks. Again, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, their policy, their perspective, their ideology is what makes them disgusting and ugly human beings.
Absolutely.
Not their looks. All day, every day.
I mean, I deal with that stuff all the time.
I just wanted to say that.
I deal with it all the time online, here at work. I work in healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why the hell are you commenting about the way I look? Like, it's fucking gross. But that's
people
why
comment about the way that I look constantly.
You're so hot, Jones.
No, but it's uncomfortable though. Like, I can just be sitting at the table with a bunch of people, and people just say things like, walk up. I think we were at Disney when the man walked up to me and was like, "Oh, you have beautiful eyes," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, have a good day."
My phone calls me hideous because I'm like, it makes me fucking uncomfortable. And I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I think there's also a huge difference between like a classy and a good compliment about somebody's exterior when it like matters. But I think especially for Jess, when in that scenario,
no, that's super crazy.
It's not acceptable. And also, I will never accept somebody talking like about my daughter like that. Like, that's just like, and I'm glad that you're combative about it.
Yeah, we really have to fight.
Weird. It's weird.
No, it's true. Like, we're talking about immigration. What the hell does the way I look have to do with it? Like, it just it's fucking inappropriate.
But this is a reminder. I just had a conversation with my team, because I still have a campaign team, obviously. And we were talking about VP picks for Harris. We were like just having like normal dialogue, like I've had in here, like I've had on Adams Live, whatever. And he had suggested somebody that is on the short list. So, I mean, it wasn't like it was an out of this world suggestion. And I said, but here's the deal. And I wasn't necessarily pointing to looks, but I pointed to charisma and personality. And I said, this is really sad, and I hate to admit this out loud, and I'm saying it's the way it is. Politics has very much become entertainment, and the most qualified individual, if they are not pointed, they are not well-spoken, if they are not attractive, they many times will get passed by a less qualified candidate who is a better showboater. And Trump is the prime example of the reality of what I'm speaking of. He's not attractive, but but I'm saying like but being showboaty, being outspoken, being like a
Charismatic, yeah.
talker, a salesman, you know, this is the political landscape now. And I said, so while and luckily the two people we're talking about were both very much qualified to be her VP, so it's not even an argument. But I did say, you know, she has to pick the pick that brings her the most benefit.
Yeah.
Has to maybe bring her swing state, has to be very well received on the public stage, can really grit a group, a room, like, you know, energy like that. That is what she has to have, no matter what. I mean, that's just the landscape that we're in. And even like I had that instance with a straight up co-chair of the party, which was in itself gross because like, hello, like tone it down, dude. You have leadership, for God's sakes. But I also know from my mom, because my mom is on the conservative side and my stepdad is incredibly Republican Party. She was at an event where men in her party were doing it to my opponent. I went into a bank one day to make a transaction with my account, and I had my face on the side of my car. I have all my stickers and stuff that I made have a really great what is it called? Like you know, Liquid Shano. He made a graphic for me of my face that's like caricature, but like me. It's really pretty. It's got the purple and whatever. So I used it for all of my logoing, and I put it on the side of my car. And I had big. So he walks in, he sees me sitting there. And I'm like on my phone waiting for them to meet with me. And he goes, "Is that you on the car?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "What party?" Because my thing doesn't say party affiliation and it's purple. So I really like make people go, where does she stand? And I said, "Well, I'm a Democratic candidate." And he goes, "What a shame. I would have voted you on looks alone. I would have voted for you on looks alone."
That's nuts.
He says to me.
Hey,
and I literally looked at him. I go, well, I said, "I have great policy, but you could still vote for me."
And that's exactly how I feel. Like, if you're gonna vote for me because you think I'm hot, like, fuck it, vote for me.
Hold on one second, guys. I want Fox. Fox had their hand raised in the comments. I want to make sure that we get to them. Hey, guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's get to like 325, 340 as quickly as we possibly can. Make sure we're still sharing out the live. I might switch accounts here shortly, though, to the other account, maybe around noon. Fox, what's going on? How are you? Have you had some water? Said some kind about yourself?
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Sorry, I have to go.
Okay, Kel. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, Fox.
Oh yeah, I'm an ice eater, so I eat a lot of ice. Covers for water. But,
anybody who eats ice is diabolical.
But yeah, I always say something nice about myself because I'm awesome, and you're awesome too. So I want to say something nice about you.
Appreciate it.
So to hit on the topic of people talking about looks and, oh, well, if you look good, that's just showing their mindset that their mindset and they're at a lower vibration. Here's another thing. So I was burning, like driving to work, and I hear people come up and they say, well, Kamala's not black, or Obama's not black, or Jones, you're not black. You know what I'm saying? And it got me to thinking that when people come up here and say, well, they're not black, it begs me to say that you are believing that you cannot be black and have intelligence. You're not intelligent if you're black. So the guy came up and said, you're a other.
Yeah,
and it's saying that, well, because I'm black, I'm not intelligent. And it drives me crazy to hear that, especially coming from other black people. Because what does that say about you?
Right.
And I can't for the life of me understand that. Is like when we look on the outside and you see a darker skinned person, they're automatically going to that point where we are not intelligent. And I don't like that. Now, I'll land right there.
Nah, I agree. Yeah, like, I don't know. Listen, Rayshard's not well. And so my dad said, as long as you know who you're dealing with, you can deal with anybody. And I know that he's not well, you know. So I just, while for the short periods of time, the short spurts of time that, you know, he's in here, I debunk all the nonsense that he's saying, and then I send him on his way. I don't take too much stock in the things that actually come out of his mouth, because I know that the vast majority of the things he says are just absolutely absurd. Like they
like C-section, absolutely absurd. Also,
C-section has a lot of, my man Seabass has a lot of bad takes. But I think
yapping in the comments.
Maybe.
yeah, I think, you know what I'm saying, like C Dave is having an internal struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants to be a good guy, but he's not.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I give him so much leniency, because I feel like he's right there, and like he just needs that aha moment, and he'll get there, he'll be there, and be like, yes, you're not C-section anymore, you're C-Dave now.
Right.
But until then.
Well,
My man
I also-
C-SPAN, he's got a long way to go.
Oh, there he is. He just spawned out of existence. There he is in the comments.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
I did want to mention something.
I love you
because
guys.
I don't want that to get lost at all while we had that conversation. While we were complaining about, being reduced to our looks sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and by we, I don't mean me, but I mean like Jess and No Rats and Jones. We also acknowledge, though, that it is a privilege.
Right. No, absolutely. I talk about that all the time. Yeah. I talk about
Oh
it all
yeah,
the time.
pretty privilege is a thing.
Pretty privilege is a thing. So I think it's like a double-sided.
But hold on. Here's the
sword,
thing
but-
about pretty privilege. Y'all are gonna. I know there's gonna be some pushback. Pretty privilege.
boy.
Pretty privilege only like necessarily applies to men.
That's incorrect.
It's
That
not.
is
It's not
incorrect.
incorrect. I promise you, because all of
No.
the beauty standards by which pretty women are determined, right? Are determined, by men. Like, quite literally, men are the ones making the determination
I
whether that
understand what
woman
you're saying.
whether that woman is pretty or not. So it's up to a male gaze, you know what I'm saying, whether or not that person is conventionally attractive. And so if that whatever features it is that make this woman attractive, if men no longer, find those features attractive, then they're no longer attractive, and that pretty privilege no longer exists.
I vehemently disagree with that, because the lesbians love me and I love them as well.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Like, I understand like how pretty privilege was created is based on the patriarchy. Like, I acknowledge that.
Yeah,
But it
for sure.
doesn't remove the fact that if you have it, you are benefiting from it.
How,
So
what,
if
like
you
by
have it,
being
you
harassed by men more?
Well, but I mean that's just like
By
this
being
argument.
hired based on your looks alone, and then treated like, you know what I'm saying, you're not qualified even though you were
But
hired?
it still gives you like benefits. Like, we can talk about the downsides too, just like the patriarchy also harms men, but you would still say that it mostly benefits men. Like, we can still see that there's like
Tell me what the benefits are. I'd love to hear this.
about pretty privilege.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, people take you more seriously.
No, they
They're more
don't.
likely to.
Yeah,
Yes.
that I
Wait.
disagree with.
I disagree
Yeah.
with that. They don't
Wait.
take me seriously.
They
but,
do. Like, there's like literally
they'll give me the-
studies. There's studies that
They'll-
show. I can like present them to y'all. Like, there's
Okay.
studies that show that people that are pretty are more likely to be listened to, and that applies to men and women. They're more likely to be helped. Like, they're more likely to get.
That might be true.
So-
like, if
I
somebody,
do agree with
but that's
listen, I
yeah.
think
But
my
that's just so
argument-
they
I
can
agree
talk
with
to
the
you.
listen part. I don't agree with the actually like respecting or thinking that I know what I'm talking about. So like I absolutely think that my presence, my appearance gives me access to conversations that I would not other way be privy to 100%. But when I'm in those spaces, that does not mean that anything coming out of my mouth is being taken remotely serious by
Well,
the
but that's
individual getting in that
misogyny.
space.
They don't.
But-
They just
but
listen
that's-
to you because you're cute. That's what it is. They're like,
No.
let the pretty one talk.
Wait, but that's misogyny that you're talking about. Like, I agree that there's like several oppressive systems that can coexist, but there's like, you can still see that a pretty woman is going to be treated differently than what quote unquote the patriarchy deems ugly. There's definitely a difference in favoritism and how you're perceived, in which conversations you're allowed to participate. Like, yeah, they still think you're a woman and they think that you're still dumb, and I don't disagree with that at all. Like, that's a fact, how women are treated in that sense. But you're still going to be 100% better treated than somebody that they perceive as unattractive. The
provided
treatment is
that through the male gaze, you know what I'm saying, like that's still considered attractive.
I I understand that how it is created is based on a patriarchal system, but it doesn't change the fact that if you fit those features, that you have an advantage in society. I
Yeah, that's true.
understand that I am like, I could have been like with my friend that wasn't like perceived as like for the male gaze or whatever. She was often not listened to, but I was listened to instead when we were in a setting. So definitely exists. And yes, it is not as drastic as it is for men. And I would say that pretty privilege is not like the biggest systemic issue that we're facing in the United States. Like being a woman is still going to put you in a huge disadvantage, but there's definitely like a lot of
KG,
signs
I
on
under
it.
KG, I don't disagree with you. I'm in our
I
current
know that
societal
for a fact.
framework, right? Here's the thing. Here's what I'm trying to understand. Here's what I'm trying to like the message I'm trying to relay from a sociological standpoint, right? At one point in time, like being skinny was not an attractive trait. Believe
I'm
it or not.
treated drastically differently now
Absolutely.
than what I was
Here,
100 pounds ago.
but this is what I'm saying though. If the male gaze changes, then you know what I'm saying, like you could no longer be considered pretty. Like it literally changed in an instant.
Perfect.
Like quite literally.
Somebody
You
start
remember
this
what did they used to
initiative.
call it? What did they used to call it when like those like in the like I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s when women were rail thin?
Yeah, like heroin thin.
Yeah, that
That's what-
joint. Yeah. Like, and that used to be considered,
you
you
had
know what I'm saying,
Marilyn
attractive.
Monroe, who
Now
was-
women are going out and
was
getting
big by- bigger by
BBLs and all of these other things and trying to be as thick as possible.
Yeah, but privileges can be contemporary. So, I mean, you can, for example, have like the privilege of being young, right? Like ageism is a thing. So when you're old, you no longer have the privilege of being young. And I think pretty privilege, specifically like designed within a patriarchy, does mostly affect obviously younger women, but you still have it at that point in time. So right now, for example, I have it at this point, but I know in like 50 years, the male gaze is no longer going to benefit me, and then I will lose that
can't wait.
privilege.
I
Some
cannot wait for
privileges.
Yeah, but see, and that's the thing. And that's here I go again. So you're making my point again. But
They're
when
not
men get
innate,
older,
though.
like literally young,
Yeah.
Adolescent, with teenage years, through their 20s, middle age, and then on into their 50s and 60s with the salt and pepper beards and shit like that. Like it never changes for them. But it does change for women. So I'm saying that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It only
I'm
really
not
applies to men.
disagreeing. Wait, I don't disagree with you. It's just like the fact where we disagree is that just because something is based on an oppressive system, or just because something is based on like a patriarchal structure, or it's just because something is a short-lived privilege, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I had the privilege, for example, living in Germany, which I have lost now, being a native German speaker. Now I'm no longer a native speaker, so my privilege is gone now.
Yeah, I can
And
dig that.
if I were to move back to Germany, I would have that privilege again, just like how I'm perceived by a society. You know how race, for example, is categorized. Some people would consider or classify somebody as legally like white in their country, and then they benefit from that system. Even if they move somewhere else, it might be different. You know what I mean? So I think that it doesn't have to be completely innate to you in order for it to be a privilege or forever existent. That's where I'm disagreeing.
Hi, can I say something?
Hi, Rapunzel. How are you? You had some water, said something kind about yourself. Hold on really quickly. I'm going to let you jump in. Yeah. Hey, guys, please tap the screen. Let's share out the live. Like I said, let's get to like 350 as quickly as we possibly can. There's only 195 left in our daily goal. And there's nearly 700 people in here. So like less than a third of you sent $1 to the Cash App or any of the pay links. We meet our goal for the day. We're right there. We're right there at the end. Go ahead, Rapunzel. And thank you for coming on.
I'm 65. I just want to say it does change some, but it doesn't necessarily go away. Because I have had, quote, pretty privilege all my life. It has changed some, but it hasn't gone away.
I don't disagree with that.
It has not gone away. And
I just want to point out,
I've been waiting for it to go away. I've been waiting for it to go away, but it hasn't. So I'm telling you, women, it changes somewhat, but it doesn't go away.
We'll say this whole conversation literally spiraled from me being called hot. And that's it was a weird turn of events
Respectfully,
here.
though, Jess, respectfully, you are hot. Respectfully.
How old is your husband again, Jess?
I love talking to you.
Jess, how old is your husband?
My husband?
Yeah, how old is he?
Do you love him like
he's 54.
He's 54.
I do love him a lot.
Oh, he's on his way out the
Yeah.
door. We still got time.
All this
I'm just-
Stop it, Jones.
Okay, Jones, for example, my fiance.
Don't say that. He's literally going to the doctor today because of like white blood cell counts. Like, shut your pie hole.
Oh no. Hey, listen.
Don't make those jokes. Don't make
Nah,
those
I know.
jokes, okay? Like,
I
no,
know.
literally, like he's my person.
I'm right behind
Like,
him,
he's my
so.
half.
Okay, Jones, for example, my fiance is 8 years younger than I am.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
So my
I wouldn't.
grandmother's
I
husband is
personally,
12 years
I
younger than
personally
him,
wouldn't
her.
date. I personally wouldn't date anybody 8 years younger than me. I don't think. But
I have been with a man that's 15 years older, and right now my fiance is 8 years younger.
yeah, I don't know. I'm weird about the age thing, and maybe it's the tism, but like I feel like if we like aren't close in age and don't have like shared, cultural, not even cultural experiences, but like shared experiences in terms with like
Sean.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like
well,
if we didn't like exist in relatively like the same couple of years and know the same things and stuff like that. Like sometimes when I'm talking to no rads, I have to remember. I'm like, oh shit, you don't know what I'm talking about. You was born in the mid '90s.
I'm not born in the mid-90s. Why do you always do this to me? I was not born in the mid-90s. I'm like just a few years younger than you. Just a few years younger than you.
My
Born in the
ex-husband is
mid-90s.
the same age that I was.
I'm 3 years younger than you.
Wait,
Don't
but
do
he's
that.
literally 60 years old. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm 46, 30 and up. Only 40 is perfect. There's no way in all hell I could date a 30-year-old. There's just no way. No way.
I think the main
Couldn't do it.
issue that I think the main issue that we kind of skimmed over is with pretty privilege.
Mhm.
Is more likely than not that you're going to be listened to, regardless of what you have, regardless of the situation you're in, regardless of the conversations they allow you in. And I say allow you in because of your looks.
Yes, it
You're
gets
still
you,
not
it gets
being
you in the
heard.
door. Yes, it
And
gets
that is
you
the
in the door.
issue.
Right.
It gets you in the door. What you do with it once you're in there, you have to prove yourself.
But that's like a constant thing. So I'm in the military, right? And I'm fairly okay. I think I look all right. You can go look at my profile pictures.
She said, "I look good. I don't care what y'all say."
and I hold a pretty high rank, right? But the issue is every duty station that I have to go to, I have to prove myself over and over and over again. And it becomes a challenge, and it's difficult, and it's taxing, right? And that's the thing. It's like, oh, you only got promoted to this rank because you are a woman. You only got promoted to this rank because you are black. You only got and I say that because the rank that I hold in my job, my specific job, I am the second black woman that's ever been promoted that high, right? And so even with pretty privilege, ethnicity, and everything else, there is always that challenge. Yes, you're in the door, but regardless of what you say or how you say it, it is still an issue because they only see that outside. They only see what you look like. They're not thinking about the things that are coming out of your mouth. They're not thinking about how intelligent you are. They're not thinking about how much you've grown and learned throughout the military, how much you've grown throughout your military service, and understanding that, oh, here's the experience that she is bringing to the table. And that is the issue. And so if we can't change that, like we could say, oh, pretty privilege all day, but if we can't change that, then that is going to always be the challenge, because you can have the most profound thing to say and solutions to everything, but your solutions are not going to be heard until everything goes from sugar to crap.
Right.
And now it's like, well, help us fix it. So pretty privilege don't mean a damn thing even if you're in the door. It doesn't mean anything even if you're in the door, because you're not being heard. So how do you be heard is the question. What do you do to be heard? That's where we lie. That's where that question lies.
Yeah, they're not listening to me this morning. They don't want to hear me.
Hey, Jones, I got real quick. This is my grandma who's 80. This picture was taken last year.
Oh, shit.
So fun fact, me and my grandma are only 38 years apart.
How old was your
My
mom when she had you?
21, and she had my mom when she was 16.
Oh, wow.
She was born in 1944.
But she wasn't born in this country, though, your grandmother.
Yes, this one was.
Oh, that
no,
one
both
was.
of my
Okay.
grandmothers were. My grandfather was born in this country, but he was born in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Territory of the United States.
Yeah, territory.
Yeah. No, this is my mom's mom, who I've gotten older. I'm starting to look more and more like, ironically. But yeah.
Joe's been taking a life
I'm
insurance
saying this to say this is my grandmother.
You said
whose
you're doing
husband's
what?
12 years younger than her. What did Nomad say?
I don't know.
No, I'll wait till you're done, Jess. I'll tell him in a second.
No, I was just saying my grandmother's husband. I was saying this because my grandmother's husband's 12 years younger than her, and my husband's 12 years older than me. So it's funny.
Meanwhile, my mom and I are further apart in age than you and your grandma. My mom is.
Oh my
was
God,
40.
she's gorgeous, as
Guess
are
how
you,
old
my
she
friends.
is? Guess how old she is?
She is not 80.
She's 69.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Well,
say
she's
what?
40. Well, she's 42 years older than me, and you and your grandma.
Oh
are only-
shit!
Yeah. She had me when
crazy.
when she was 42.
Mm.
I'm praying for those genes, please, mom. Like,
Girl,
please
same.
cover me up.
Girl, same. I say a little prayer every night. Please, Lord, grant me with my grandmother still has an ab roller that she does like every morning for 20 minutes.
Slay. That's
She's
a
the
big slay.
cutest. She's the cutest.
I couldn't do an ab roller now. I'd probably throw up on myself.
I'm gonna take a life insurance policy out on you today.
I'm not. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm not like in terrible shape, but you know, like ever
You're
since
gonna outlive me.
ever since basketball season ended, for the kids, I haven't really been in the gym because I've just been busy. Like if I had, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get me a fucking au pair, man. Like if I had somebody to like watch the kids for like 20 minutes so I could go to the gym, I would.
You're such a liar. I told you they're opening Anytime Fitness right by the house, and we could go take turns going to the gym. And you're like, but we should go together. Well, who's gonna watch the kids? My older daughter. Poor little thing will need a Xanax prescription
Right.
after the first day.
Oh, these are dope. I'm sorry, Bone. I'm looking at these pictures you sent me. Hey, Sean, what's going on?
Hey, I was listening to the pretty privileged conversation. I wanted to explain something.
Do you agree with me or do you agree with Kiara first?
Kiara.
What the fuck is going on, man?
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I've never been wrong, so. Nah, go ahead.
You're not allowed to have an ego that big, my friend.
Go ahead, Sean.
Shut
No,
it
go ahead,
down.
Sean.
Shut it down.
Go ahead, Sean.
Shut it down.
He's more insufferable in real life.
I cannot be wrong.
All right, let Sean go. Go ahead, Sean.
whenever you say I can't be wrong, whenever you say like I've never been wrong, I just think back to the debate that you and your son had.
Okay.
And it brings me so much joy.
I lost that one. I can admit that.
It brings me so much joy.
I did lose that one.
I love you so much, Sean. So much.
Jones was
But that was a setup, though.
It was a setup. It was a setup.
Keep him humble, Sean. Keep him humble, okay?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
But now I wanted to
red are
say
you right now?
about pretty privilege. I think that we're forgetting about, I mean, I don't think we're forgetting about it. I think that in this context, we're putting too much onus on what pretty privilege actually is and what it actually means. Like when you're getting into the door, even if you weren't listened to, which pretty privilege, there's like studies to show that like once you're in the door, based upon your pretty privilege, you are listened to, but it is based on the fact that you are pretty. But like pretty privilege doesn't mean like, oh, you're pretty, so you don't have to deal with patriarchy. It just means that other people who are considered ugly have to deal with patriarchy in a worse way. It's when it comes to like having essay stories believed, like this is a big thing, and it tends to hit people where it counts. When it comes to having essay stories believed, not that like women are believed in general, but pretty women are more so believed than what society would call ugly women. Like I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, like people who I thought were like cool people say, like, no, she wasn't essayed, she's too ugly. Like I cannot tell you how many times I've heard
Enter
people.
Donald Trump and E. Jean Carroll.
Right.
Just say.
Yeah, I
Right.
was just thinking.
Angela,
that.
thank you so much for the $5 Cash App. I truly appreciate you. Thank
Damn,
you.
what's it like being beaten up by Sean? Couldn't be me. Jones, how you feeling?
Here's my question.
I
Here's my
stand.
question.
Okay, I'm gonna let Fox go and then I'll answer.
I have a question. Who determines who determines who's beautiful? Who determines who that's the question you gotta answer, right? Who determines the beauty standards of women?
Correct.
Because women, we dig into other women. Oh, she's ugly. She's ugly. But who is really establishing
The arbiter
that
of these standards, and that's what I was talking about.
Exactly.
That's exactly how I started the conversation. If men are the ones determining these beauty standards, right? And these beauty standards are, you know what I'm saying, like super subjective. It can change over time, and they, it's only through the male gaze. And when men look at themselves, like literally, there's men out there that quite literally have never even, they don't even have a friend named Jim, let alone walked past one, but will tell a woman, you know what I'm saying, that they're out of shape and you know what I'm saying, like need to go to the gym or need to, you know what I'm saying, change their diet and shit like that. And so like,
Yeah, that is true.
it legitimately is. Like,
I'm
quite
gonna push
literally,
back a
hold on one second. Matt Gaetz, who has had he looks like the fucking, like a pumpkin head at this point.
Not a lip.
Yeah, not a lip on his whole face. He like a pumpkin head at this point, right? All the surgeries he's had done. He was calling people, you know what I'm saying, like overweight and stuff like that, and rejecting bills that would lower prescription drug costs, specifically on things like insulin, why he himself wasn't in good shape.
Yeah, but I just the problem that I have is that it doesn't matter who creates it because the privilege system exists. Like, I mean, I understand that it's important to the discussion. Like, obviously, it's relevant to talk about how privileges are created or how certain systemic structures exist in
Here's the difference, Kiara, what I'm trying to get you to understand, like, right? So white privilege, right? White privilege works no matter where you are in the world, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like
hold on. So no, but hold on. Male privilege, you know what I'm saying, exists essentially no matter where you are, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty privilege does not operate in that same manner. It just does not. Because you go to a different culture, you go to a different culture, and whatever aesthetic you have may not be considered pretty at all within that culture.
Wait, but that's why I want to push back on. I want to make a point. So, fun fact: I'm on Twitter this morning, and I don't know how many people know Ed Krasen something. He's Krasenstein. He's like a twin brother. He's kind of a moderate, but he leans left, and he's voting for Harris. But anyways, long story short, his wife and him are hot. Okay, like abs for days. Both of them have 6-packs. Actually, he's probably an 8-pack, and gorgeous couple. And the chat says too many abs on her. So what I'm about to say is, while you make the blanketed statement, men collectively set the standard, because of things like social media, there isn't really a standard anymore, because men's personal attractiveness or what they find attractive has become so varied and so available that we don't really have a set standard anymore. Now, I will say that there's still, obviously, there's fat shaming that exists, but there are also people that in the male spheres are attracted to that and will publicly espouse that they're attracted to that. So to pretend like there are not So I don't really think there is, and you know, I think it is misogyny. It is not really.
I agree.
All right, hold on,
I don't think
Rapunzel.
it's
May
no
I ask
longer
a
the
question?
Rapunzel and Jess,
patriarchy
hold on
setting
one
the
second.
standard.
Yeah, Rapunzel and
Yeah.
Jess, hold on one second.
May I
Hey,
ask a question?
yeah, hold on, Fox, because Pretty Atheist, I don't think has said a word since they've been up here, and I don't know that Sean was necessarily finished. So I'm gonna go back to Sean, and then Sean hand it off to Prettiest Atheist when you're done, and then I'll circle back through everybody else. Hey guys, keep tapping that screen. Like we've literally been sitting around the same number for the longest now. Keep tapping the screen, sharing the live. Please be active participants. Tapping is clapping, sharing is caring. We only have 190 left in today's goal. There's 634 people, so like less than a third of you can help get us to the goal today. So let's go. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I'd say like to what you said was, and I'll finish what I was saying before. But to what you said, like white privilege works the same way, like no matter where you go. Like the structure, sure, but like who has it doesn't. Like, and that works the same way with pretty privilege, because like you can't tell me that a Romani person who would pass as white in the United States is treated the same way in Albania. Like you just cannot tell me that.
Sean, I'm about to drop you.
Go ahead, like drop it, but like I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
No, you're
like,
right. You got me.
Like yeah, and it's just like how let's say this. Kim Kardashian goes to Romania.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian goes to Romania. She's going to be treated like she's white? No, absolutely not. Like they don't think Armenians are white. I mean, not all of Romania, but there's a huge issue like in the Balkans in general that say like Armenian, even Romanians at some point in time, Roma people, like they're not white. They're unpure, like
right.
Like the structure of white supremacy, depending on like where you are, absolutely still upholds those same ways.
No, I agree. I agree with you in that respect. But that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like as that it's rare. It's a rarer occurrence than what I was speaking about. But you're absolutely right. I concede on that point. 1,000%.
Sure. But I'm just saying, like the fact that it happens at all.
Yeah.
Like it goes to show like the privilege just changes. But what I was saying before was that like even if someone like invents the system, like I would say the same thing that Kiara did. Like it doesn't really matter who invented the system. Like I gave this example before, and I tried to get Kiara to use it, but I'm just gonna say it. The like in the structures of white supremacy and fascism, when fascism hits, Irish people will no longer have white privilege. You cannot convince me that Irish people will still have white privilege once fascism hits. Like that won't be a thing. They won't be considered purely white. And then Italians will no longer have white privilege. And so like the structures will still change.
And then people from the Swana region.
Right. And the structures will still change but it will still change, but still be underneath the eyes of fascism, because who has white privilege are underneath the eyes of who owns the white supremacist system, which we would call the fascists.
Right. I dig
like pretty privilege, I would say, works that way. It obviously depends on region, but that also is like what it's supposed to be for every privilege. Because like if we went back to Africa, like I would have pretty privilege because like I have like certain structural features that would be considered very pretty, and I'm a bigger person. Like, I don't know if I consider myself fat. I probably am fat. I'm a fat person. I'm going to just say it. I'm fat. And over in Burkina Faso, like, fat people have pretty privilege.
Right. Hey, you got me. I can't even argue. Prettiest Atheist, and then we're going to go down to Bone in the bottom corner and then circle through the rest of the folks.
I just wanted to kind of like extrapolate on the pretty privilege, but like as it extends to our
Rapunzel, I'm going to swap you real quick. I'm listening.
This is anecdotal, but I just thought this is like probably the most eye-opening thing I've ever experienced. But my older daughter, special needs, like she's got cerebral palsy, and when she was in a daycare, like before it was a liability issue, like when she was like maybe 2, she was still like in the infant room, and I just remember this I don't know what they would call him, daycare worker, like said, okay, well, we can make these accommodations because you're lucky that she's pretty. Like that is what she said, as if like that had anything to do with the level of care that they could provide her. And so I was just I don't know. That's really all I was thinking, is just like, even in terms of like the care your children get, like in school or daycare, like the pretty privileged thing is obviously to the forefront. And I think that it's concerning and it's shitty. And I don't know. Thoughts?
I never even considered it, you know what I'm saying, like at that
It's
level,
real.
to be honest with you. I never even considered that. But like, so I'm not even trying to be funny. And I think that it has more to do with their personalities. At least that's what I want to believe. But my children, and I recognize this, my children at the school, I don't know what the reason is. I never asked. I haven't really investigated. I haven't really sat down and really put any thought into it or anything like that. But my children are treated dramatically different than other children in the school.
Mine are too. Actually, all three of my daughters. They are very much prioritized, and I see it.
I mean, no,
and I tell them
absolutely, like absolutely,
they need to recognize that
1000%
fucking
they
privilege every day.
Yeah, my children are treated vastly different from the rest of the other kids. The teachers, and I mean every single teacher, make sure to speak to them when I drop them off every morning. But I watch. They don't like necessarily do it with the other children. The teachers will even walk my daughters to their classroom most days. Like one of them will come and walk them to their classroom. If somebody's talking, right now I can't hear them. I think I froze somewhere. Hold on one second. Because I can't hear what's being said. So hold on one second. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, I'm having a boomer moment. Sorry. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all chill out for a second until I can get my audio back on? Okay, I think we're good. Can somebody say something?
Can you hear now?
Okay, yeah, I'm good. All right.
Okay, so what I was saying, that there's other things that go along with that too. I mean, because my older daughter, she's absolutely fucking gorgeous, but she's treated differently than other kids for other reasons. Like there's a lot of things that go on in society that deem what is pretty and what is not.
Right.
Like my daughter is absolutely beautiful.
I think there's other factors too.
All right,
Personality.
hold on, guys. I got to go through the folks. Go ahead, Bo. What's going on, friend? How are you? You had some water. Said something kind about yourself.
Always, my brother. Always.
Love to hear it.
How's everybody doing? Y'all good?
Doing great. You thought I was in my 30s.
What?
No, somebody said, I swear I thought Jones was in his 30s. I'm not. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm still stuck on someone saying that they are in advanced years at the age of 49.
Who said that they were in advanced years at 49?
I forget who the name was. You let up in the box and says, I'm in my advanced years at the age of 49. I was like, eh?
Oh, no. I think she said 69.
No, she said 49.
You talking about
No, she's in her 60s.
Yeah, Rapunzel is 69.
No, he is correct. It wasn't her. It was another person that said advanced years important. And I also gave pause, but I didn't interrupt her. But it was like, wait, what?
We on our way out the door.
Too. Please don't call me advanced age, nearing anything.
I'm a year past. I'm 50. So I was like, what in the world? Hold up, yo. But I was, when Fox came up, and y'all were all talking about pretty privilege, and you know, Jones, I've lived all over the planet. And
I'm 65. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, Rapunzel. Appreciate
it. And obviously it wasn't Rapunzel who said that. Though.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, and yes, pretty privilege is a thing everywhere, and of course, it's distinct to each culture, and it always changes and all that. It really does. It changes from one thing to another, this, that, and the other. And I saw someone type in the comments that the thin being beautiful is the European thing. And, you know, but there's a whole other hemisphere of people on the planet, y'all. Just want to remind y'all that
Atheist, I'm gonna swap you out real quick.
That's not distinct to Europeans. Just want to throw that out there. But what Fox was saying about, and I'm gonna say specifically about black women in the military, particularly when they have some rank up.
What's up, People's TV?
Bruh, when I tell you, man, the first thing you hear when someone will talk about a black woman who's an officer or who's higher enlisted or there's a warrant, the first thing you'll hear is that she has a chip on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you hear.
Facts.
The
Because
first
I
thing
am a
you-
warrant.
Right? Yeah, I was a warrant too, chief, when I got out, and it's when you try to come back at all, like, why are you saying that? Oh, she obviously does. Why? And then you see it, you see her operating, you see them operating, and they're doing what everybody else does. They're going around and delegating responsibility. When someone cuts up, they get on them. But you also see that you can see that they feel that they have to hit a little bit harder as well. And the reason why is because it's assumption that they don't need to be listened to. So then they have to go even harder, especially when they're considered attractive. And I remember after 9/11, there was an influx of women into the Marine Corps. I mean, a bunch of women joined the Marine Corps. And I remember going back, because I was in Europe at the time, getting deployed like crazy. And when I went back over towards the Pac Ave, and I was back on Okinawa, I saw all these women in the Marine Corps, like the percentage had blown up, and the Marine Corps looked completely different.
Right.
And all I heard was dudes complaining, one, about more women being in the Marine Corps, while at the same time talking about who's worthy to be around. And it all came down to how they look. When they talked about what they were capable of, it all came down to how they look. It had nothing to do with what they were actually doing and what they were capable of.
Right.
You know, I particularly don't need a study to see what's going on in the world around me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's a very real thing. And we talk about, in your point of who creates it, I don't think it's that simple myself personally, as opposed to now. And then a lot of times we talk about the system of it as if people aren't involved in it. You ever notice that? Like, we talk about the systems as if people aren't the ones who created it.
Yeah, like the systems as if they're independent, of the individuals who created them or make them up. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, when people talk about the government as if it's this, you know what I'm saying, AI behind a curtain or whatever. And I'm like, no, these are people that you've actually, put into place. And they only have the power that you give them.
Exactly. Every ism, every system, everything we up here talking about, it was created, propagated by, and continues to be pushed by and held up by human beings.
Right.
Start talking about these systems as if there's just one degree of one human, or as if humans aren't actually the reason why it is what it is, you already have a problem. That's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate you, Bone. Justin, what's going on? How are you? You have some water, say something kind about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. I almost only drink water. I barely drink anything else.
That's good.
Since you said that, I think about that. I think I need to start doing like morning affirmations. That's a good idea, so I appreciate you on that. Yeah. Yesterday, I was about to join your panel, but you had to restart, and I'm going to start off with what I was trying to say yesterday. If you look at my reposted videos, about 10 videos down now, it's a video that just systematically breaks down the lie that Donald Trump was saying, that he doesn't know anything about 2025 and he doesn't endorse it or support it or anything like that. So if you guys get a chance, please repost that so we can debunk his lie. And what else were we saying? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked for a second.
No, it's okay. Also, there's a Trump Project 2025 website now. Did y'all know that?
Gotcha. No, we need to share that too. But I hope this all backfires in Trump's face. They were all calling Biden old, and now he's the only old guy left. And hopefully no more white people. Harris 2024 is what I'm hoping for. And I kind of got sidetracked and lost my thought, but I appreciate you having me up.
Yeah, thank you.
My bad, Jones. Before anybody goes, I'm gonna be in the comments, but
okay,
I gotta drop to take care of some things, man. But I'll be around. I'll be here.
Appreciate it. Fox, you said you wanted to say something else too. You wanted to add something again.
Yeah, I wanted to add that it's okay if we say it don't matter who created the system. That's fine. I could take that. I could see to that. But who pushes this system? Who does it more? Do women do it to women, or do men do it to women? That's the question I want to ask. Because when Runner talked about the ab situation, right? That these people are beautiful, but then people in the comments were like, "Oh, well, she has too many abs." Who's really saying that? Are women saying that, or are men saying that?
I think that was for you, Jess. Jess?
Well, I mean, if Jess isn't here, I think both do it in different ways. But I think it's
men
mostly
often will say a
perpetuated by
woman is
men.
too masculine when they're muscular, which I think is ridiculous.
I think men are perpetuating the system of pretty privilege, and I do think that they have more power within that system in a way. Like I agree with you, Jones, when you first said that men have like more power since it is created by men in a way, but it's the only disagreement is like whether or not somebody creating it makes you the recipient of the privilege. Like I don't disagree. I disagree with that one.
I think that it only truly exists, you know what I'm saying, truly exists for men. I think that it causes more harm and detriment for women than it has positive outcomes. That's just my personal opinion. I think that it only truly exists for men. I think outside of that, just like racism only truly exists for white people, the only ones that can participate in that system. Now everybody else can play a role within said system, but I don't think that they benefit from it in the way that men do, or they benefit people don't benefit from racism in the way that white people do. It's just how I feel.
I remember what I was going to say, and it's piggybacking off what you said. So that triple, the hate group, the triple, I don't want to say the letter,
Triple K.
Yeah. So they were very good at getting their people in power, and then that power influenced their values, their core values, which are horrible.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what the same thing that's going on now. They realized that, if they just had their little groups and they didn't do anything, in public, it wasn't going to spread. So they voted their people into office, and then once somebody's in office, everybody values their opinion more. And they did a good job of it, and that's what they're trying to do at 2025. And they're actually, looking for 50,000 sycophants. And they're going to install them all over the government, so it's only going to get worse if we allow this stuff to continue. So we have to stand up, we have to make people register, we have to make people vote, and we have to stop this before it gets too bad. Because I think if we let Trump get in this time, I don't think America will ever recover, to be honest.
I don't disagree with you at all. Don't disagree with you at all. Black Historian, what's going on, friend? How are you? You had some water, said something kind about yourself?
Of course I have.
Glad to hear it.
Two things.
Okay.
Middle-aged Americans considered around 35 or 36 because the average lifespan of an American is what, 73, maybe 75.
Oof.
So even though I don't feel like I'm old, I'm considered an old person.
I feel like that's too long. I'm ready to go. Like the grandma in that movie.
Oh my God.
The other day, Joe.
Yo, she said, God damn it, I'm not dead.
I know.
That's me every day.
That's me every day. When people call me old, I get offended, and then I have to think like, damn, maybe I am old. I may only have like 20 plus years left. Live longer than I got. I don't think I'm old, but according to whatever.
For men, it's like 75, and for women, it's 80.
Damn it, that's the
I'm
worst news
past
I've
middle
gotten all
age.
day.
I'm still past middle age.
That's the worst news
I'm
I've
feeling
gotten
old after
all
this
day, and I got
conversation.
called a slur today.
I'm 14 years past middle age.
You trying to feel younger?
Don't you even start there. An old woman make you believe in monogamy again. You better stop.
Yo, that's crazy that you would say that out loud in front of all these people.
That one.
That is insane. Who says I don't already? Y'all is nuts.
I'm gonna go get some chicken nuggets.
Right. When keeping it real goes wrong. Rapunzel said I got 1 foot in the grave. I got a decade before I'm middle. I'm definitely middle aged. I love you guys.
Hell.
Hold on. So listen, check this out though. This is crazy. Listen to this, y'all. Mississippi, the life expectancy is 71 years old. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. Which is significantly lower than the rest of the country. In Virginia, it's 77.5 to 77.9. West Virginia, though, right next door is 72. So there's a 7-year or 5-year difference in life expectancy. Kentucky 73, Tennessee 73, Alabama.
Wait, you said Mississippi? You said
Mississippi has the lowest life expectancy in the entirety of the United States.
Do you know, I was just about to say maybe the rates go down so much for Mississippi because of their high maternal mortality rates. Did you know that they have like the highest they have, I think it's 82 deaths per 100,000 births.
If y'all had to guess who has the longest life expectancy in all of the country, who would you guess? Like if out of all the states. Out of all the states.
Where Congress is in D.C., Maryland, probably.
No, I would have said somewhere. I think California has the most centuriarians, right? Like there's like this little area that they have, so maybe that pulls it up quite a bit.
I was gonna say Maine.
Yeah.
Maybe Utah.
Hawaii.
No. It's Hawaii, really?
Wow. By a long shot too. Not even close. Hawaii is 80.5 to 80.9 life expectancy. The next closest is New Hampshire and Maine, then Minnesota, then Washington and California.
Yeah, where is Georgia?
Georgia? Oh shit, Georgia's low. Their average life expectancy is 75.
I need to leave.
I'm not surprised with like New England though, because the type of like health that they focus on here is just definitely different. Like there's more walkable cities, there's more healthcare access in general.
That's why I said it. I was like, Maine is like based around like walkable cities and like they.
Right. But it's cold as fuck though. Go ahead, no
If
rats.
I lived in Georgia for a decade, does that lower my
Probably.
overall?
Yes. We have green area. I stay by green
What
area.
the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but we have in California, which I'm surprised because I was watching that Blue Zone documentary on Netflix.
Oh, Texas
and
is
they have,
76. Sorry, go ahead, Kiara.
Yikes.
Sorry.
But it's okay. But in California, they have like the most centurions in I think the entire country. There's like a very tiny community that has like a shit ton of centurions.
I mean, they're up there. Like I said, 78.
Blue zones, you should.
Florida is 78 or 77. Sorry, Florida's 77.
It doesn't count.
Florida's
if you move down
77.
and it doesn't count if you move down and you're already old.
Why would you not want cold weather one time of the year with glow? Nah, fuck that. Listen, I don't care how hot it gets outside. I don't care if it's 113. I don't want to live. That's what AC is for. I don't want to live where it's cold.
That's what AC is for. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know what?
I don't want to live where it's cold either.
I love the seasons. I like to fish in the summer, snowboard in the winter.
Nope.
Were you
You're white,
saying,
bro.
Shadow?
No, I mean, not trying to be funny or anything, but you white, bro.
I said Florida doesn't count if
Own
you
that.
already
I'll own
moved
that.
down there and you're
When
old,
you're old.
anyway.
I mean, I don't. I don't. Why is that the reason why it's so high in Florida? Because old people move to Florida.
All the old people move down
That's
to
true.
Florida.
Yeah,
so
they
we
moved.
go-
Yeah, they moved to Florida from other states. Yeah, and I mean, to be honest with you, the medical care facilities, like near
it's
these
better.
these old like these elderly communities, is top tier.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong because I worked the travel contract in the villages, and UF in the villages is an
Oh, I'm
absolute
not. Yeah, I wasn't talking about. I wasn't talking about the villages. I wasn't talking about the villages. I'm talking about Boca.
even
Hold on, I'm
West
talking about
Palm.
Boca. I'm talking
Yes,
about like
even
down there. Those ones.
Jones. I worked in Naples, West Palm, the villages.
Well, I mean, their
They're
ratings,
all
their ratings online are stellar. So I don't know. I mean, you would have a better idea
You
than
know,
me.
people coming from like New York, which is the healthcare facilities there are also disgusting. You want to know
Oh,
where
okay.
healthcare facilities are nice? Mexico, the healthcare facilities I've been through there, top tier. Like I would have licked the OR floor.
I don't
But here
know.
they're absolutely nasty.
I don't know. I went to Tampa and I have like I have a kidney issue, which means I had to go to a bunch of doctors where a bunch of old white men were, and I was the only black woman in there, right? So it was a bunch of old white men sitting in the waiting area. So when I got my health care or whatever, my surgery, I mean, they're top tiered out here as far as.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. You're seeing it from the patient perspective. I'm seeing it from behind the scenes as what goes on, the things that you don't see. And I'm telling you, healthcare in Mexico is 10,000
All right, Justin, have a good one, friend.
better.
Appreciate you. Hey, really quickly. Hey guys, let's get to like 375. Let's keep tapping the screen. Let's try to get to 400. We got, well, I don't know. Does anybody else, Myth Lover, you just came up. I think I'm gonna switch accounts for like an hour or so. Myth Lover, go ahead.
I'm standing in the rain to do this, so y'all bear with me a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all brought up Mississippi, and I was going to tell you the healthcare system here is atrocious. Like my kid got Crohn's in 2020, and he almost died or unalive, whatever. Sorry.
You can say died.
Okay, cool. But I mean, we were talking about a 4-hour round trip, 4 to 5 days a week while we were doing all the tests and stuff. I had a GI doctor. It took me 6 years to get my gallbladder removed because they did not believe me. And when they cut it out and sent it